Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Monday the 23rd. Happy Festivus. I just want everybody to know that a donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for people. Today we're going to talk about the turnover rate in trucking. Yikes. There's a $70.5 million judgment. GDS closed this week. Holy moly, I have some rate information, more info on the St. Christopher Fund, and lots more is going on this week. So there you go with all that. We'll see what is going on here with everybody. And let's see, for new people, I always lose my spot and stuff, so hang in there. It's not exactly George Lucas, whatever that guy's name is. Irishman was here first on Thursday. Be sure to write that down. I did. Big Mike is here. Thank you for coming in. Wild Bill Anderson is here. Thanks for coming here. Nomad Trucker, it's good to see you on Festivus. As I go down the list here, Al Johns is here. Thank you for coming in today. Some people were in here early having a conversation. That's great. Trucker Hershey, hello to you. Michael Cole, it's good to see you today. It's a beautiful day here in Lafayette, everybody. It's going to be 50 degrees today, unbelievably. The rooster is here. It's going great over here. And we are just rolling right along. James Faust, hello. Thank you for coming in. The Healthy Highwayman is here. Hello. What's going on? Caleb is here. Michael Cole. Oh, the president is here. It's good to see you today. George H.W. Bush sometimes is here. I appreciate it. Ralph, hello there. Joe Ritchie, hello. I am right here. Donald Romano is here. Guillermo, GDS. That's what I said too, right? It's a little company out of Ohio, a small place. So they closed this week. They left some drivers stranded on the road, so that isn't any good. Stanley, first, I don't know about that, right? Cash is King Trucking, what's happening? Don't forget, if you have those questions for Fleet Nav Systems, put an @ before it for Fleet Nav Systems on ELD questions. They are here to help in the chat by their own accord, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Red Wine 5 is here, trucking along with Kiersey. What's going on? Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus to you. P. Diddy, love it, right? I think your El Diaz Edie, it might, there's medicine for that. Stanley, what's happening? Nathan, beautiful winter rainbows in North Dakota. Oh, okay, yeah. Little chillier there, but still not a bad day across the country. Marty, thank you for being here. $70.5 million settlement, comfortable men. Yeah, we're going to get right to that here. As I don't want to get too far behind. Rumpelstiltskin, hello. You're here. Thank you. Red Monkey Trucking, hello. It's good to see you guys here today. Bobson, what's going on? What's happening out there? Hunsley, happy holidays. Trucker Hershey, you got nothing? I am here, though. This $70.5 million judgment. So, a driver who owned his own truck and ran a business, okay? This is a single business operation. We'll get to more of this when I want to talk about this in the turnover rate and trucking companies that are failing. Anyhow, so he's an owner-operator. He runs a business, right? But he has one truck. He runs a red light, allegedly, as the article said. Anyhow, he allegedly ran into a car and allegedly put 3 people in the hospital in critical condition. And they sued him and won on a jury trial $70.5 million. And everybody's like, oh, well, this is terrible, $70 million. But here's the thing. This guy had 14 previous crashes and a suspended driver's license. He wasn't even allowed to drive. This isn't like somebody who's just getting railroaded by the system. All right, this is a driver who had a suspended license. So, and tons of previous crashes. The only reason he was driving is because he owned the truck himself. I mean, no company would hire him to do that. So that's the problem with this. And the other problem, I guess, is the family's never going to see $70 million. The minimum insurance is $750,000. I don't even know if they'll pay, since he was illegally driving the truck, because he wouldn't be allowed to drive without his license. But even if they do, that's $750. Do you think the guy's got $69.25 million left? Probably not. So they won't see the money. All that kind of thing happens is the driver just bankrupts out of it or whatever, because it's a business and the whole thing closes. He can open up again. I don't know if there's a point to suing somebody. I don't know what the lawyers were thinking. I guess they thought, well, we'll get a third of the 750 at least, because he's never going to pay the $70 million. It just isn't. That's just how it works. He had no business driving, and that would be another business closure this year. They'll count that in all these business closures. He's another one, because he got his authority taken away. So they'll count that as a closure. But is it a closure? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Dewa, hello. Stanley, you made it home for the holidays. That's awesome. I'll be home for the holidays, too. That's great. Andrew, greetings from Crystal River, Florida, home of manatees. I love manatees, right? So there we go. Ricky, what's happening there? First name last. Hello. Christopher with 2 F's. Van Dyke. Hello there. Happy holidays to you. King Bob, what did you miss? Nothing much yet. GP Transco, hello there. What's going on? I think everybody is, of course, always ready for a holiday giveaway. Jim, you're an owner-operator contracted with Midwest Refrigeration. That's awesome, out of Milwaukee. What do you have to say about that? Why do juries award these amounts? Well, in this case, it kind of goes along with it. He had no business driving at all, even a car. He shouldn't even be allowed to drive a car. Certainly. He's going to jail. I don't know if they charged him. The article I read didn't talk about charging him other than running a red light. So will he go to jail? I don't know. So when he got to court, his priors got him. I hate when this happens. Yeah. Working Christmas taking cheese from Idaho to the cheese state. That's hilarious. Why is the cheese state getting cheese? Don't they ship all the cheese out? Trucking Journeys is here. It's good to see you. GP Transco, stop by our Facebook page to check out a time-lapse video of the new headquarters. Oh, that'd be pretty cool to see, right? I'll have to check that out later today. Precision Logistics, hello there. You took this year Christmas off. You have 2 new grandkids. Jim, that's great, right? Everybody that wants to be home should be able to get home for the holidays if they want to, certainly. So there you go. Not priors, current. These are 14, different accidents that this person had. After that many, maybe you should consider taking an Uber where you need to go. The shipper should have checked his insurance. If his license was suspended, then his insurance company knew. Shipper should check it. I don't know. Do they tell your insurance company? Like, if your license is suspended, would they tell my car insurance? How would they know? If the car insurance itself doesn't check, for instance, how would they know? And the trucking company, although you're supposed to tell them, they only check once a year. If that, I'm not even convinced they actually check. So, and since he had his own company, he goes, I checked or whatever. So I don't know how that exactly would work. Maybe some owner-operator can explain better to me how that kind of thing works, because he was basically an owner-operator. If your name is difficult to pronounce, call you Chris. I'm just saying it has 2 F's, so there you go. How did he get insured? I don't know. Where's our owner-operator to answer this insurance kind of thing? It's 51 in rural Ohio. I know. Isn't it great out here today? How many drivers got falconed in the shutdown? Your coin phrase. Yeah, they said there were a few drivers that were stranded by GDS. The company, which was a family-owned company, just shut down, fuel cards off. Dispatch and everybody still came in the office. You got to give them a hand for that. They weren't being paid, but they came in to work with the drivers, try to get them home, do what they can for everybody. So let's give it to the office people who were in the same situation but still came in. The owner and that, they didn't care. They just shut everything off. They didn't come in. They have yet to comment even in the press. But other people came in to get drivers home. As of the other day, sometime last week, there were 4 drivers still out. But apparently they were going to be able to get home. The company only had, what do they have? They had 75 trucks, so it's not like a huge place or whatever. So Todd is sitting in the Petro in Effingham at the coffee bar. Nice. Boy, that place is classing it up over there. Roderick, what's going on? Uber Freight. Yeah, he should know. He should take an Uber wherever he goes, not just Uber Freight. Yikes. Grand Jeep, is it true that you have to have 2 weeks at GP Transco? We'll see what they say about that. 2 giveaways and a roller wiener voucher. Yeah, we forgot about that too. It's Roller Wiener Monday. Don't forget about that. We can never forget about that. So where did I go? Okay, right there. And then this comes back up here. All right. Good job, Mark, talking to yourself. Good afternoon. I have one question. When did the new hours of service begin? We don't have a date yet for the new hours of service. I'm anticipating late winter at the earliest. And since winter just started a few days ago, I think we have the whole winter to go with the current hours of service. But there's no date yet. There's no date. They haven't set a date yet. The state DMV is notified when a license is suspended. States are required to immediately notify insurance company. All right. Would this be the same on a semi? For the insurance, because it's all different. Maybe. For your car, I guess the insurance company would know, all right? But what about a semi? It's German and Dutch. Your mother named you. Okay, look, it's unusual, and I think that's that's good. People that when everybody's the same, that's not the greatest. Always stand out. So, how do you know he had insurance? I don't know that he had insurance. don't they check it when you get a load? See, I'm not an owner operator, so I don't know all the ins and outs of that. That's why I'm seeing if somebody can ask about that, an owner operator, but I don't know the all the ins and outs of the insurance and everything, how all that works on it. Did he have insurance? I'm not sure. I assume that he still had insurance in place. I mean, he owned the company. Don't you have to show that to get a load? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what we get after that. Right. State DMVs are notified. Okay, that I just went over that. South side of Atlanta jammed up. Well, that's a surprise, right? When is it not jammed up around Atlanta? That's the difference with family. Dispatchers feel for the drivers. That's good. I mean, that they came in at all to help people, I think that's awesome because they're also out of a job, just like everybody else, and probably won't get paid just like everybody else. But they did come in. The owner still has yet to say anything, so that's pretty awesome. It's just ridiculous. And they'll be at some auction. Celadon's equipment is supposed to be auctioned at the end of January. So I used to never see GP Transcos. Now I see them all over the place. Stanley, yeah, I only see white ones, so I still say that. Although several astute viewers have sent me pictures of the teal ones, I am considering that they're photoshopped. Jim, that kills me. You've been driving 39 years at 2 million miles. You never been ticketed for an accident. How do you have a CDL after 14 of them? The system is broken. Yeah, I agree, right? After 14 crashes is what the article said, right? How are you still driving anything? Doesn't make any sense. Merry Christmas from Great Plains Transport, the home of free groceries and salary. Joe Rich, yeah, isn't that awesome? For people that don't know, Great Plains Transport, right? They fill your truck up with food when you get started there. So not only do you get started at a job, they fill your face and your truck. So that's pretty good. I love that idea. 30 years, not 39 years. Hey, it's still a lot of time. 48 degrees in Stager outside Chicago. Sure, I know where that is, right? My nephew lives in right by Stager, right? I just suddenly, Sauk Village, right? Over in that area. And I grew up in Hammond, so I'm with you. Had a Big Lot slow going home. Got here and they canceled it. Won't be home till tomorrow. Hey, you're still home for Christmas, so that's not going to be bad, right? Do you have an idea about the two company, Lessers Inc. and Maybach? Maybach? Oh, I thought they made cars. And no, nothing about Lessers yet. They're certainly not on the death watch list here anyway. We saw Celadon bobtails at the Loves in Florida last night. Oh, they still haven't collected all their trucks yet? They need to turn them back on and get the GPS set up on them. Celadon did right. Got your settlement. No deductions taken from my negative maintenance fund. Good. And did you get the $500? A number of people wrote to me from Celadon drivers. All right, they got their paychecks, and if they turned their truck in where Celadon sent a message said turn your truck in here. If you did that, apparently drivers were getting $500 for having done that as well. So I guess people got paid. They got paid and got some money for turning the truck in. So I guess. Well, Mark, I guess did right by you is that they paid you. They owe you 60 days to pay under the WARN Act. So you kind of got hosed out of the law because you should have been paid for the next 2 months. But look, this is better than Falcon, which didn't do right by anybody. So we'll give you that. At least you got your check, and hopefully you have another job too. We prefer 2 years, but 1 year of recent experience and a clean record at GP Transco. Well, Bell says, who do you drive for? And I don't know. I just looked at the clock again. It's some kind of habit. Look, for new people and people that are not here, whatever, I don't ever say who I drive for because that keeps them out of my videos, and that then I don't recruit for them too. So many people on YouTube are recruiting for their company. Work here, work. So they get the recruiting bonus. They make more on that than they make working, some people. I don't do any of that. It just keeps everything clean. Don Neo Pepe, good afternoon. Happy holidays. Yes, don't forget about Happy Festivus for everybody. And a donation in everyone's name has been made to the Human Fund, right? It's money for people. So that's what we do here for Festivus. A company check my driver DMV every 3 months because some drivers they should, but this guy owned his own company on this accident. He owned the truck and had his own authority, one truck. So that is true for semis and the insurance. Well, then there's no reason he should have had insurance. True. It's a good policy, right? They never used to see Stanley at GP Trent. Now they see him, right? That's pretty good. I was asking about 2 weeks on the road. All right, what happened to the crap company of the week? Lawyers get involved in that stuff. Fleet Nav Systems, you've got quiet all of a sudden, at least on this end. What am I doing here? So Oh, so I moved. There we go. I think I could do that better. Thank you for that. That should sound better. I made a click thing because I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I am back to normal strength. So there you go. Sound check right. Got it. I'm moving it up. Not all brokers require proof if it's repeat business. Oh, okay. So there you go. So if the brokers don't require proof, then that's the deal. 2 weeks minimum. We have local and regional from time to time, which would be home often or weekly. Yes, okay. Company still covers everything but bobtail insurance. So any owner-operator is supposed to have their license reviewed by contracted company. All right. So this guy owned his own company, though, with one truck, his. So he would be the one to review his own license, presumably. Shippers have a trucking company's information, including insurance info. Shipper should have checked. Obviously, they didn't, or they wouldn't have given him the load. I think that probably in this kind of thing, maybe people get lazy. You send it once, and maybe they don't check again. You send it, they have it, and they only periodically check or never check again. Maybe. 20-plus years of driving a truck for Chris, as he said. That's awesome. That's a lot of time out here, too. So if it crashes or just private landings, well, if the news can find 14 crashes, it was somewhere reported. Somewhere it was reported. If you're going to wear it, make it a parrot, says Andrew. That's exactly correct, right? We always say that here for Blue Parrot. Be sure to get one. Run legal, okay? You shouldn't be holding your phone up to your head, for God's sakes. What are we doing? It's 2020 almost. Yikes. Epi's picked up a few Celadon drivers. I heard many companies in the Indianapolis area were picking up drivers all over the place. Chicken hauler, hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. He'll be off the 24th to 25th. Getting paid my average over the past 13 weeks. That's the way it should be, right? That's the way it should be. Yikes. Comfortable man wants to drive for GP Transco. That day is coming. Michael thought that was you turning volume up. No, of course I clicked something here and turned my own volume down. Love it. There's talk about a class action to get the Warren Act payment from Celadon. Right. Lawyers got involved in that, but if the company doesn't have any money, they're not going to get any money. That's the thing. They're going to sue a company like Celadon or GDS. They had 75 trucks, so they added more than 50 people. They would also be subject to the Warren Act, but if they're broke, there's no money to get. So there's nothing they can do for it. No 500 from Mark, your contractor. Oh, okay, you found another company, so you didn't get it from being a contractor, but they were paying it, and at least you got your last settlement, and that's better, way better than nothing. And actually, as a contractor, I guess they didn't violate the Warren Act for you because there's no Warren Act. That's for employees. So I guess you did okay on it, really, relative to how it could have gone down, which is they keep everything and you get hosed out of everything. So, right. Think GP Transco's going to wait for you? Right. Hey, where's the Festivus poll? Doggone it, Trucking Gears. I thought about that this morning, too. I should have got it. I have it in the back, and I didn't bring it up. Dang it. I thought about it last week, too, and it didn't bring it. Where's the cat to remind me of things? Yikes. Why doesn't Bridget help me with these things? If she was here, she would have told me to bring it up. I did forget it, but I do have it set up in the back. What happened to GDS, says Greg. Boy, yikes. You just tuned in? Yeah, GDS closed last week. GDS is a carrier in Ohio. They had 75 trucks. They've been open about 30 years. And it's a family-owned company, they said, which people always tell me I should go to those. They closed, just like that. So no question about it. They closed and left drivers stranded. The dispatch and office people came in to help get the drivers back, to do what they could to get them back. They weren't getting paid either. So those drivers out of work literally right before Christmas. Another Warren Act violation. Will they get their Warren money? I doubt it. Michael Cole, yeah, I slid a slitter and blew everybody out of their place. Right. Thanks, Still Horse. I saw that my slider was down, which is terrible. Absolutely. Because I'm sure I clicked something absolutely wrong here. So you need a clean MVR and CSA. If there's an issue, you work with the driver to see if it's something. Yeah, you'll have to talk to him about. Always curious, how many accidents can I have? Right, so I'm giving everyone empathy and hope this year instead of Christmas gifts. Yes, that's always a good thing to do, right? You think you have 12 points on your CSA? Well, you can pull your CSA score from the CSA thing, how to get your CSA score. Google that up, and you can get a free copy of it, right? May the Lord bless each and every one of you. Light Bright, appreciate that. Sitting in Hammond. Thomas is sitting in Hammond. Wow. I grew up near 165th and Calumet, right by the White Castle there. So I grew up just a couple of blocks from that White Castle. That is great. If you're anywhere over there, those are my old stomping grounds. Went to Hammond High School. So that's absolutely where I came from. It's time for a cat break. Oh, I wanted to make an announcement about this too. That's Gracie checking out what's going on. You guys came through the St. Christopher Fund at 525. We're over the goal that I set, and I appreciate it, and I'm sure they do as well. Thank you very much for that. If you'd like to donate any more, $1, $2, whatever it is, right, to the St. Christopher Fund, it's still not Christmas, and look, they take donations all year round, by the way. The St. Christopher Fund, I like. It helps drivers that have medical emergencies on the road that need help right away. Maybe their family needs to see them. They need to get home. Maybe they need a bill paid because now they're not making money, whatever it is. And if you need help from the St. Christopher Fund, go there and fill the form out and get some help. We all need help sometimes. So I appreciate that for everyone for doing that. It's just incredible that we can do that and help. They'll be able to help a lot of drivers with that. So there you go with that. So where did I go? Where do you were? Oh, Craig, right. We went through that a moment ago. So comfortable, man. First of the year is almost here. Check your individual licenses and your truck manual. Check your dates and make sure they're valid and up to date. Otherwise, ticket city for you. That's a good idea. At the end of the year, go through your permit book and see what permits you asked about. And, go in and ask them and say, look, this permit's expired that. Some of them expired through the year. You should go through it every quarter or so, but that's a great idea. Mama's asking about your cat, Andrew. Yeah, which one? Right. We're thinking of doing different kind of giveaway. A lot of drivers have a TV. How do you feel about a PlayStation? Wow, who wants a PlayStation out there? That sounds good. I don't have a PlayStation. Am I in on this? No, I am not in on it. Relaxing at home today, off till Thursday with full pay. That's really good. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That is great. I'm only getting tomorrow and Wednesday paid, so you are doing great over there. That blue parrot phrase is great. You should get a copyright on that. Yeah, I heard somebody already had it, though. King Bob doesn't have a TV yet. My Ram needs a PlayStation 4. Man, you guys are rolling good out there. It's done. PlayStation 4 start giveaway at your convenience. All right, I can set the timer right now. I have a number here of 15, which I wrote down earlier, and I can set the timer. So that's how we do it. The giveaway is always in the description there, but what we do, when we have a giveaway, I'm going to set a timer, and when it dings, I'm not going to be able to see the timer, all right? And then I count back 15 from the bottom of the comments that I'm seeing right here, and that person is the winner. All right, so that's how I do it. So I'm setting a timer. Just sit, you can hear it clicking. All right, and I put it over there. When it buzzes, then that goes off. I can't see what it says, so even I don't know what it is. So that's how we do it. So I think that's the best way to do it. No one has given me a better idea yet. So I go, when it dings, I go to the bottom of the comments and go back up 15. So in Florida, never trust a politician, meteorologist, or your dispatcher. Look, I will say these dispatchers at GDS came in to help drivers. That's pretty good. You parked at the big Fort Wayne Pilot the other day. Got to say the bathrooms were clean. It was nice. That's unusual over at that one. Is that the one right next to that? Used to be across the street from a motel or something. Stanley loves Zell's and House of Pizza. Oh, my gosh, Zell's. For people that don't know, Zell's roast beef and Hammond. Oh, my gosh, so great. James Faust is off till the 6th of January. How does that work? Wow. Are they paying you for all that, too? That's the other question, I guess. But even so, that's really good. You're at 131st in Calumet, right down the street. Yeah, you're up by where I used to work, Regal. One of my first driving jobs, Regal Transportation, was way up north Calumet there. Almost to the lake, basically, because we could get right on the Skyway right there. So that's they're long gone, but that's one of my first jobs. You don't need video games. I don't know. I could stay awake after driving 11 hours. No time for video games. Hey, people got to relax, too. I play Star Trek Online, as I always say. If people have it on PC, come and see me on that. Celadon's paying 40 cents, weren't they? They weren't the greatest pay anyhow, so most of the people probably are doing better. In Celadon's case, the two people responsible for fraud would be going to trial, yet the government fined Celadon $40 million. So basically the government bankrupted. Yeah, it was one of their, when they listed their debts and their bankruptcy, it was like the second largest debt that they had. Yeah. They bankrupted them. And I kind of agree with it, right, because of what they're doing. Nomad trucker, I'm off until I decide I'm not. Celadon misstated their numbers to the government, and that's what happens. You can't misstate your numbers to the Securities and Exchange Commission and then never fix it. That's what they did. And so they got fined, charged, and fined. That's what happens. We go through the K and B terminal. They make us check our permit books. Good. They actually should do it. I always thought companies, it's their truck. When you go to the terminal, you should be able to give them the permit book, and they scan through it, check it. They have a whole department to do that, any company of any size. And then they give it back to you all straightened up. You have an Xbox and a PlayStation? Wow. I have an Atari 2600. I keep an Xbox and smart TV in my truck. By the way, I don't even have a smart TV at my house. I got a new Cascadia Freightliner like I've been begging since I started and love it. What do you think of the headlights? I think it's worth it just for the lights. You have Hulu and Dish on your tablet that I watch. Yikes. I don't have Hulu either. I got GTE for the week plus $250 for being available. Okay, right. Some companies are paying extra for Christmas week and sometimes New Year's week. If you're available, they pay you extra money. So much chrome. Yeah, I don't understand. You must be one of the only ones with a chromed out Cascadia. I don't see them that way usually. Ours are all fleet Cascadias, no chrome, right? Celadon was always charging drivers for unauthorized tolls and pocketing the money. Celadon had a lot of money problems. I will say that. A lot of money problems there, and they never stated their numbers right. And I don't feel too bad for them for closing, other than the drivers, but they should have all left, knowing all the stuff that they're doing. You see, you weren't paying unemployment but collecting it. Well, that's the company to take it out of your check and give it to the state. So if they don't do that, you still get to collect it, and they go after the company or whatever. That's not right. That wouldn't be right to do to you. Because if they're taking it out of your check, it's not up to you to give it to the state, right? Stay to the left, stay out of the left lane at ramps if you can't do the speed limit. I agree, right? I'm off to the first, no pay. Well, it's 50-50 then, right? Doing that, trucker black, exactly. James is getting full pay for that whole time? Man, you're doing great. I get a half a day on both Tuesdays and a full day on both Wednesdays. I'm off until April. Wow, that's super great. Many of our drivers are home 4 to 7 days with full pay at Joe Ritchie. That's really good. No groceries for that off time, though. All I say is the only place giving you groceries. That's pretty good, though. Week with pay. There's a lot of places. An astute viewer wrote to me about TMC that if you work the first 3 weeks of December, you get to take Christmas week off without pay. Well, thanks a lot. Here's Chris. Welcome to Christmas. I wrote back and said, here's your $0 check. This is the most excitement we've seen over a giveaway. I know. Drivers love the gaming systems. I just never got into the PS4, Xbox. I just never got into it. I didn't. You always do 13 every change, Mark? Well, no. Each morning I do a random, when I'm going to do this, because I knew about this in advance, I have a random number generator, and that's the number that it randomly generated. So those who smoke rocks shouldn't throw rocks. That would make a good bumper sticker. I heard that bumper stickers, nobody abides by bumper stickers, but I don't believe that for a second. G&P in South Carolina got bought by NFI. When did that happen? That was not in the news this morning. Rumpelstiltskin's going to work for Schaefer today. Let me know how it goes. I will tell you, I get mixed reviews from Crete Schaefer from drivers that write in. I'm getting, 50-50, mediocre, some great, some not great. So I'd like to know what you think about it. You put up a video and then retract it? No, not in a long time. PS4 and a day off to play it? Yeah. I wish GP could give everybody the day off with pay. Misstated. They lied and stole that money. That's why they got that huge fine. Yes. Well, they admit it, and then they said, we'll restate the numbers in the spring of 19 this year, and they didn't. And that's when I said, this place is finished. There's no way they can recover from that. Nobody's going to give them a loan at, any kind of good rate, and they're just not going to be able to get money. The kids could use a new game system. Get those kids a job. Ridge and Burr. Oh, not far, right? When you were a kid, 1 to 5, you lived where the TA is. It used to be a trailer park. That's right. That is correct. Right. So you're not that far from where I used to be. I didn't come up there this year for the holidays. We went to Lebanon. So it varies. But we come up there a lot. Working on Christmas Day, my choice, my business, but my customers paying me extra $500. So you're getting like holiday pay. Portillo sounds good today. That would be great too. Cascadia's your favorite. I agree with that. I'm over every night, Al Johnson, so I don't have anything cool in my truck. My Hot Logic Mini is cool. That's all you can do. You're home every day. You can play all that stuff at home, right? Roadrunner is next. I think so. Then Western Express. I don't know about them. Their numbers don't say like they should be in the death watch list, really. AB5 is January 1st. Kenny, that's true. Been paid the daily rate. My employer says he's forced to pay hourly come January 1st. No, he's not forced to pay hourly, but he'll have to comply. And if you're an employee, you have to get a 30-minute break. There's different things that they have to do in California. It's a specific way to work. And AB5 only affects non-employees. I mean, if you're an employee, as long as he pays minimum wage in California, he gives you your breaks every so many hours, there's different things, you're fine. He doesn't have to, but he should pay you hourly with overtime. How about that? And if you pay hourly, they got to give you overtime, so that'd be great, I hope. I get no pay for the holidays, California native. Only thing I'm being offered to drive a total of $3,600 to 2 weeks for an extra $150. That's something. That's something. Roger Penske, the official position, an EB5 from Korean Mafia. Here we go. The motor carrier is not registered, then it does not apply. That is correct. That's why a lot of these motor carriers, Prime being the first one that said it, and Landstar, told owner-operators that are California-based to move. They told them, look, you're going to have to move your business somewhere else to a different state and you'll be fine. So, absolutely. So, you guys are correct. Josh wants to send some turkey casserole. Oh, that part of that better come this way. I got a Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, but it's what we use at home for our cable. Man. Grand Jeep has a 2020 Cascadia. Yeah, mine's an 18 new Cascadia, which I really like, which I finally got back 6 weeks in the shop. Yeah, they paid for the LED headlight package. They come with those. These headlights are way nicer than the ones on the Pete, and you can see a lot better. I know. That just the lights are worth it. Joe Ritchie, no groceries, but you can spend this hour at the grocery store. That's correct. Off with pay is way better than most places do. 80% of places are you're off without pay on Christmas, it seems. Going at 7 hours on Jewel in Hanover Park, boy, they're the next one's going to close. Try and get home for Christmas. I'd go 10 hours and no detention. It's considered a 10-hour break. That's crazy. It's not a break. You're in the dock getting loaded or unloaded. That isn't a break. GP Transco, we have so many drivers on paid vacation this week, a record number. Well, that's good and bad, I guess. Bad that you got to pay them all this money, but good that you have so many good drivers there, certainly. Frogger was an awesome game. Oh, man, that was years ago. Week off without pay. Outstanding. Isn't that great? Hey, you know what? If you work a bunch, you can take a week off and we won't pay you. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. Atari rocks. I'm telling you, I have a 2600 with probably 50 games. I have a Commodore 64 with the disk drive as well. Carm Daddy, I get the next 3 days off at $275. Man, I need to change jobs. GDS might be 50% on operator, might be 50 employees. Well, 50 employees is the limit. They have 75 of their own trucks at GDS. It said 75 GDS trucks. So, can win an Xbox and pawn it? I guess so. I have a laptop to the truck typing on it now. I'm at CFI. We get a 120 for the holidays, better than nothing. 120 is better than nothing, certainly. I think people should get a day's pay for holidays. But a lot of places are giving you zero. So anyone who's off for the holidays without pay needs to find another place to work. Look, you ought to at least get Christmas paid as a holiday. Come on. It's a holiday. Kenny, where did I go off here? I just lost my spot. I do this a lot. People I work for Crete, they're pretty good. No company's perfect. I've been with them 5 years. Greg Spence. I'm just telling you from the messages that I get, the emails, it's 50-50. You know, it's not like everybody loves it. It's just not like that. I get a lot of people with complaints and then a lot of people that like it. It seems to be hit or miss there from the people that write to me. And at the moment, I get, 20 to 40 emails a day from different people on all various subjects. So, since it's a big place, I get a lot of emails about it. I could never be persuaded by a bumper sticker. Cash is king. I don't know. I have several on the Trucking Answers mobile unit. And if you saw them, you might be persuaded. Maybe. Roller wieners or White Castles for supper. Well, today, of course, it's meatloaf. James Faust for dinner, as we all know from today, because it's Festivus. So we have to have the meatloaf dinner. And by the way, a donation's been made in all of your names to the Human Fund. Money for people. Then we have, the airing of the grievances. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas, Josh. Thank you very much. Trucking Journeys used to work at G&P, and for a fact that they're owned by Southeastern Wealth, but saying they bought by NFI, that wasn't in the news today, really. Merry Christmas from Florida. Eddie, what's happening in Florida today? Warm, I hope. I had a friend in St. Petersburg who wrote in and said it's going to be very warm there, so that's pretty horrible. GP Tretzko. After the incident in Florida, are giving the truck recovery guys. I didn't see anything about the news in that. We do a week of paid vacation per year, 200 a day, as well as paid holidays. That's good. A lot of companies, some companies don't ever give you a vacation, which I've seen. I'm like, what the heck? Companies make big money but pay little. That's unfortunate. But that is how business works, right? They pay you just enough so you don't quit, and you work just enough so you don't get fired. That's just how it is, right? Oh, Al Johns, that's good. Make that saying a bumper sticker. What's the best CB radio? I like Cobras. They are the industry standard, right? Been out forever, last a long time. Spend a little money on a radio, and it will last you for years. Red Dead Redemption 2. I only play Star Trek Online. Death Proof. That's all. Only game I play, and it's on PC. Western Regional Company recommendation. Let's see if anybody's out Western Regional and see what they think. I like, Oregon. I like Central Oregon Truck out west, certainly. GP Transco, we do training regardless in order to stay on top, not due to any specific, unfortunately. Yeah, that's every place. Look, I got to do monthly trainings too. Probably a lot of you do. That's not anything unusual in the industry. Thought I was going to break 70 this year. Wow, but it's not going to happen. I've made 66. Darn it, close. Maybe next year work some more. I don't know. That's good money. Time for citizens to move out of California. 500 square feet of living space for $500,000. I know. Look, the money is so much to live there. I don't know how people live there. Celadon is Celadon. I agree with that. You play Sega Dreamcast at Best Buy. Fleet Nav Systems. Wow. Dreamcast. Love it. I wrote about that in a blog. What did I know about that? That scared me to death. So let me go to the bottom of my thing. Here's my end. All right. My end is right there. One. Where there's my end. One, two. Right there is Shoot Rooster. Shoot Rooster 365 is what I have from the bottom of my list. Let me write that down. Forget this. Shoot Rooster. I love it. Holy mackerel, that scared me. Shoot Rooster 365. Just put your zip code in the comments so that I can match an address to it, and there you go. We need a meatloaf flavored soda. I love that. That would be great for today, right? James Faust forgot about the meatloaf, right? Because it's for Festivus. 2 trucks for a drive because it was broke down. Yikes. Merry Christmas, Christina. Thank you for saying that. And it's 60 there. Wow. Look, it's going to be a warm week all week here. And no snow for the next 10 days. It should be great for trucking. Of course, everybody will be home. Chrome Daddy will be celebrating Festivus this year. Remember, to end Festivus, they have to wrestle the head of household and win. That is the end of Festivus. The shooting in Florida was a fire driver shooting the guys next to recover his truck. Oh, okay, yeah. I heard about it. They didn't name companies or the person about it or anything like that. So I did hear about it. And that's how it works sometimes. It's the fire driver, and it's a lot of different companies. Somebody gets fired and they come back and shoot the place up. But how do you ever know that, how do you ever know it's going to happen? You just don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm getting down there. I want to get off my thing here. You can get up $450 a day for certain loads at Eppies. That's really good. That's holy crap money. Does England put Christmas trees into 3 bunk trucks? They would have a 4th bunk for that Christmas tree. Oh, England did come out and said they gave 1 million meals away this year due to their 1 meal program, and I want because kids go hungry, and I wonder how many of those kids are England drivers that get free meals from England because parents don't make money. It's just I get the most letters from there, partly because it's a large place. But, there are other large places that I don't get letters where people say, I'm making $300 a week. I'm going to lose my house. What should I do? I don't get those letters from a lot of Swift is bigger yet. I don't get the letters from them. I just don't. Grand Jeep, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I'm happy to do it. I love doing it. Josh, how many controllers does it come with? Oh, I don't know about that. Currently working. Also get holiday pay for Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm working by choice and had to beg for a load. Some people want to be out. I think you have to beg for a load. At least if you're going to be out, make sure that you get work over Christmas. You don't have to just sit somewhere. Right. An airing of trucking grievances might run a few days. It would be never ending. It would be never ending. Looking at Rotor Regional, been talking with Maverick and WELS. I wonder what company that is. WEL probably. We're off for Christmas with holiday pay. We get home every day. Jeffrey, living well in the Sun Belt, 66. That's nice. Not bad Christmas, holiday pay. Home every day, 66 degrees. Wow. GP Transco, for those curious about company earning, a lot of paying drivers little. To be fair, truck companies have small margins. Companies that pay drivers more have even lower margins, 3 to 8%. That's true too. But look, honestly, it's a business and they want to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. We can't say businesses can't make money because nobody would be employed. So that's the other side of it from the business side. We want to make the most money and they want to make the most money. So you're running a 92 FLD. Wow. Can't get parts for it and paid for it. It's easy to repair. No ELD. That's true. Wow. Caleb says $103,000 at Dollar Tree? Really? Are you on a Dollar Tree dedicated at another company or on their private fleet? GP Transfer earning a lot is subjective. It's totally subjective. I mean, what people make in the Midwest you might not even be able to live in California. A lot of it is subjective, and how many people you have in your house and all that, absolutely. But I mean, there's an objective thing too, like 30 cents we can all agree is not nearly enough money. So Comfortable Man has a Screaming Eagle home base ham radio for 30 years. Yikes. I have a Royce base station that's the size of a small television set from the 70s as a home base unit. How about that? Used to have some Moonrakers up for it. That freaking timer makes you jump. Cash King, yikes. What about me? Shoot Rooster, 32643. All right. I'll write that down. Shoot Rooster, 365. My email's on the screen. Please send me your address for a PS4. Compliments of GP Transco. And I cannot thank them enough for doing that. Here's their information here. They just came out and offered this stuff. Okay, so there is GP Transco's information. If you want to give them a call, please do. All right, for a good company. Check out GP Transco with the allegedly teal-colored trucks and some white trucks because I haven't seen one yet. But seriously, right? Check them out. They're worth calling. So there you go for that. White Christmas this year in Chicago, right? Another phrase coined, sell it done. Yes, that's disappointing, isn't it? There's 2 sell-it-on trailers at Procter & Gamble near Atlanta. Really? When are we going to get these picked up? There's supposed to be an auction in like 4 weeks. GP Transco doesn't ship to Florida. Yeah, that's a problem. No, or Georgia, right? So another phrase coined, sell it done. That's disappointing too. Wow, Bill still plays with a Dreamcast system? Wow. I wrote my blog on my Timex Sinclair about that Dreamcast system when that came out. So you can buy a Dollar Tree store a year on that. I know. You can buy everything in the store on your salary. I'm just wondering, are you just a regular, not a regular, but I mean, do you work for them directly or do you work through a third party for them like US or somebody delivering Dollar Tree? That's really good money on $2,000 a week. That 92 gets 5 miles a gallon going out the stacks. Not if you don't have a payment. I think even at 5 miles per gallon, it doesn't matter because you don't have a payment on the truck. So you're still, I'd rather get 5 probably, it's close. Look, I want a new truck, but 5, you probably still could make money. And you could take more time off because you don't have a payment. Remember the Moonrakers? Right, where did I see that? Good job, Mark. Comfortable Man Moonrakers. Yeah, they were Moonrakers. You could turn them. There was a knob. I had a knob at home, right? This is a kid. And with the Moonrakers, you could turn them around up on the roof of the house. You could hear them up there moving around. Moonrakers. Marty, your clock went off and you said, what's that noise? You're looking at your lane departure. I know. I thought I departed lanes here. The cat took off. It's a disaster. The only reason I asked about controllers is because he got burned by a former boss. They bought boots and didn't sell the strings for him. I love it. I have 40-foot lasers on a 100-foot tower. I talk over the world with my set. That'd be really good. What do Creed Schaefer drivers say when they write to you? I mean, it's some drivers they're like, oh, I love this place. It's great. And then some are like, I'm not getting any miles. I'll get this. And I go, well, send me checks. What do they send me checks? They're getting 1,200, 1,400, 1,000 miles. They're sitting, and so it just varies. But then the next person writes, says, oh, Mark, you got to hear about Creed. It's the greatest place ever. I'm making $80,000. So I don't know why that is, but there's enough people that write in that have problems where, everybody says, oh, it's the drivers. I don't think so because I have never had a company write in from Central Oregon Truck that said, oh, this place is not paying me anything. I just don't get that. So when there are some drivers writing in like that, it's got to be a thing. And maybe it's because of dispatch. Maybe some dispatchers don't know what they're doing and some do. I don't know. But it's mixed. I get mixed results from the people that write in there. Some good, some bad. And then I'll have somebody like this write in. I've been here for years. I love it. They do great by me. And then another person says, oh, I'm here. I can't get any miles, and I'm just sitting, and I've been broke down. This truck broke down. Then I had another truck that broke down. And so I don't know. Alexander's going to call the dispatcher, hopefully not in West Memphis. Please explain DNA. Clearinghouse drivers required to register, cannot get information. Okay, so I did a video about the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. Drivers that theoretically you don't have to register for it until you go to change jobs, but because when you change jobs, the new company is required to search the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse for you. So at that point, you'll have to be registered. Also, after January 6th, your company at some point in the next 1 year and every year has to check the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse for you. They check in there to see if you're in it, like you refused a drug test or whatever. So sometime during that year, you'll need to register because your company has to check it. So if you aren't in it, they can't check it, and then they can't continue your employment at that point. It would be best if you registered early, just because sometime you're going to have to be in it. You don't have to theoretically register for it right now, but you're going to need to be in it when your company queries the drug and alcohol database for your information. So you can get in now, or, if they don't do it until July or whatever, I guess you wouldn't have to do it until then. But there's no reason not to get in it now, I guess. It only took a few minutes. I have a video on it. You can go check it out. I can't bring it up here right now, but I do have a recent video about it. Al Johns, when I was working in a warehouse in Memphis, I was making $30,000. Now I'm going to make a little under $60,000. Being local, I'm pretty thankful. Nothing to brag about in California, but for poor old Memphis. Right, $60,000, not bad in Memphis, right? And you're home every day. That's nothing to sneeze at. The FLD was your father's. You bought it new. Wow, so it's a one family owner truck. That's pretty good. You like the PS4, but not all the updates. So it updates like a computer. I never had one. So the latest PS thing I had is a PS2 years ago. So tired of seeing ugly Cascadias? No thanks. Look, once you drive it with the lights, it's the greatest. Christina, the stores are madness. I know we shop every Sunday at Meijer for ourselves. I get shipped during the week, but Sunday we go for ourselves at Meijer, and it was a disaster in there. Holy mackerel. I will go to the mall probably tomorrow and hang out for a little bit because I like to see all the people running around grabbing last-minute things. I think it's hilarious. And I can just walk over there. I live in Kirk County, Illinois. I can't be much different than California. The weather's different. I'll catch the bus, right, and then head over there that way probably too, depending on the weather. Crete has the Walmart contract. I don't know if they run Walmart. They do use a lot of third parties for that. Alexander, I only have 3 hours on my 70. Wow. Is there any way to have a black market to buy more hours? Oh, that's good. I think Cash is King Trucking is working on an app to help out with that. He's talked about it, but I don't know about buying more hours. That's good. At least they're working you. I mean, it'd be better than saying I have 40 hours left and they don't have a load for me, I guess. So at least you're working. Where do you recommend I get the proper training experience to join GP Transco? Jeff Ravello. Anywhere would be experience. Let's see. GP may have a better idea. Is it threatening to rain on Christmas here in California? Yeah, it's terrible. At least here it's going to be 52 degrees on Christmas. I pull light freight 20,000 or less. Jason Jeffries with 92 FLD and home nightly. 6.8 to 7. Not bad, right? Not the best, but feels cheap in Oklahoma City. Yeah, so you can make money, and when you're at home, you don't have to make a truck payment. Not bad. I have a curious question as being not an owner-operator. Does the insurance less on that truck because it's older, or is it because of, liability in that the insurance price doesn't change? Not sure. I keep getting postcards from Crete about a Walmart dedicated out of Minnesota, Cash King. Oh, really? Do they pay extra on their Walmart account like Smith does? So do they do that? Alexander, unplug it, use paper, plug it back in. Not a recommendation from here, not official. Everyone registers for the clearinghouse. I think you should. You don't theoretically have to right now, but you're going to have to register eventually. So not a bad idea when you got a few minutes to get it done. It took me less than 5 minutes. Hey, is here. It's good to see you. Thank you for saying that, Marty. 70 cents a mile starting point for a driver. That's not bad there, especially. Is there any good companies that could be recommended to hire out of upstate New York? Ooh, upstate. That's a killer. I think the Walmart dedicated with a third party is all the stuff Walmart drivers don't want. That's probably true. Is that the same clearinghouse that Ed McMahon used to give away money for? Oh, Ed McMahon. Let's bring him up. I will say when you register, a gigantic check came on the screen. So I thought that was pretty good. Exquisite. How's the day? It's going great. Alexandra, I'm a company driver. I'll be fired for tampering with the equipment. Yes, it's certainly not an official recommendation here. Work with a carrier that takes drivers without experience and do well there. Good inspections, and after a year come to GP. Yeah, that's a good recommendation for anybody, right? No matter where you go, no matter what they're paying you, right? Even if, I'm only getting $200, always keep a clean record, because you're never going to get another job that will give you, you're never going to get a place that'll give you a good, job if you don't keep your record clean. That's so important. Keep a clean record. That's number one thing to do, please. You can quit or whatever, but don't ruin your record, because you're never going to get a good job. Oh, thank you very much, Grand Jeep. Get yourself a Starbucks or whatever you want. I appreciate it, and I will do that. Thank you very much. Peppermint Starbucks coming up. The Freightliner Columbia, you could deck out with chrome and lights, and they look good. The Cascadies look like crap. Michael Muller. Look, for the lights, I'm keeping it. I don't care anything about it, right? Personnel will get dispatched on your side every time. Well, look, Jim, I agree. You should be nice to them, but let's admit, some dispatchers are better than others. And maybe maybe that's the problem there, is that they don't have good training, or they don't hire as good a dispatcher, because I get a lot of those kind of complaints. So it's maybe a dispatch problem. Maybe. How many more regulations can they mandate? Well, as long as there's paper left, they can mandate as many as they need, right? And when they ask you about controls, the PS4 comes with one controller. Okay, well, there's only one in the truck, so. 7 miles per hour saves you $2,000 a month if you average $2,500 a week. Well, but you don't want to be doing prime out here. What are my thoughts on Martin? Jody Scott, I like Martin. I'm thinking about getting there in the South Central region. I like Martin because I like their automatic detention pay and their guaranteed weekly pay. So you'll make money every week, and they have automatic detention pay. So if they're in your area and have a route that you like, they're certainly worth calling, certainly. The Freightliner Columbia you could deck out with chrome, right, exactly. But the Cascadia, you got decked out with LED lights. 103,110, Caleb, nice. And I still have one more check. I've taken 20 days off for vacation. I work for one of the mega fleets. That is really, really good. Right, and so, but then I'll get 10 letters that say I'm making in 32,000. So what do you think personally that you're doing different that other people could do at these mega carriers that we could tell them so they could increase their pay, because they'd keep more people? Because look, on this turnover, this is another thing I wanted to talk about, turnover. Mega carriers came out, they was just out this week. Turnover at large fleets is 96%. Turnover, which is up. Turnover at LTL carriers is 9%. 9%. How about that? What are they doing wrong? What's the difference? What's my email? It should be on the screen, mark@truckinganswersnation.com. You have 4 on mine and get 8 back tonight. Well, I guess we start driving at midnight. Alexander makes $65,000, live in the Midwest, not too far from me. Good pay in the Midwest. Yeah, you can live good on that, right? We're living large here. In California, we'd be living in a box with the other people on the streets. What other states does GP not deliver to? They do not go to Florida and Georgia, and we'll see if I got that right. Martin will try to cheat you out of a guarantee. Don't count on it every week at Martin. They do advertise the guaranteed. You'll have to see what are the exact conditions, how I get a guarantee. What exactly do I have to do to get it? Oh, you're getting 11 hours back tomorrow. You got a whole day to drive. I know the guy made 70 and he hates his job. Really? Huh. I wonder who that is. Finally going to start training at Swift, the Critic. All right, let us know how it goes, right? Which terminal will you be training at? Because it's the middle of winter. So are you going to be down south? Where are you going? They have several places around the country. We're looking to make our YouTube channel, this is Fleet Nav Systems, more useful to drivers. What do you guys want to see about the hours of service and ELD? What would people like to see more direct hours of service ELD information on a channel? Florida and Georgia are the only states we rarely run in. All the rest we run constantly. And I do get pictures from people sending me pictures of your trucks from all around the country. Hey, look at this truck I saw in Wyoming or whatever. You can get a good truck for a payment of $1,500 a month max, $1,500 to $1,800 a month. Tired of getting 3 days off each month? These companies are nuts. 3 days off each month. Is that good? I mean, tired of getting... There's two ways to take that. That, oh my God, I can't believe I'm off 3 days, or yikes, I'm only getting 3 days off. Which way are you saying it? My company told me the ELD mandate is until January and that we're safe to use paper logs till then. No. The ELD mandate was December 16th. You're already in violation if your company actually told you that and you have a truck that requires an ELD. So 2000 or newer, engine in the truck, that kind of thing, you over 100 air miles. So if you're on paper log still and you're required to have an ELD, you are past the deadline. You are in violation. Josh Bunton, just an FYI, if you're still around, a new PS4 controllers are $50. That's not terrible. I made a lot of money with Crete running Walmart out of Minnesota. Jordan, that's the thing about Crete. I mean, here's somebody that made good money at Crete. I don't know what to say about them. It's 50-50 on the letters that I get, which is not great, but certainly not near the worst. I don't think 1 in 10 letters are good about, like England, that kind of place. Is it considered truck abandoned to leave a loaded trailer at a terminal? Depends what they said to do with it. If you bring it to them, I would say, and you quit at a terminal, I would certainly take pictures of it there and everything. It's tough to say it's abandoned when you're giving it back to them. They're going to say, look, you needed to deliver it or whatever. I'd fight that. Good companies for California drivers. That's the hardest one. Who's out here from California that has a good company out there? That is a tough one to get in, especially now with all the laws changing. My friend told me money isn't everything. That's true. There's love and compassion. That's true. I got my electric bill and called them. I told them I love them. They said, send $200 or you can love us in the dark. That's great. That is great. But I do think money's not everything. I mean, I don't think so. But you do need enough money to live on. And where are you getting a $200 electric bill? Wow. My electric bill here was $83. By the way, and it's all electric here. Want to work only 5 days a week, like most Americans? Oh, okay. Well, you can look. Acceleration rules. Here, we got people right here saying, look, local or whatever, 60 grand. So you can change. You can always change. If you're only off 3 days the whole month, that's less than 10% of some months. It's time to make a change. Michael Jackson, the world's best philosopher, said that, right? Take a look in the mirror and make that change. I don't see how if it's the company's terminal. You're giving them their load back, right? Take a picture, kind of like with the newspaper, like a hostage picture, to show the date of the picture right at their terminal and say, hey, here it is right here. Michael Muller's on target of making $72,000 at Smith. Pretty good. I got my new truck. I like it. With 280, now it's got $146,000 and you took 2 weeks off. That's good money, right? Because look, let's be honest, it's 3 weeks of training at truck school. So as opposed to 4 years of college, and many college graduates, even in their whole life, don't end up getting into the $70,000 range. That's really good money. GP has a terminal in California, if you're interested. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. All right, so there we go. I'll start considering GP Transco in California. Yeah. What city's a terminal in California? Are you quitting Rumpelstiltskin? The postcard from Crete about Walmart says average $77,000. I folded and used it to level my workbench. So it's one of those thicker postcards. So you have to admit, Crete did give you something useful. Misty, hello. Checking in. Merry Christmas. You're driving, so listening. Love Trucking Answers peeps this season. Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate you being here. Mike Scott Breaker 19 go to 25. Oh, right. Those are the best. The days of Ontario, California, you hear that the most. Try Emerson Express out of Rochester. Are they local or regional? What are they? Would help keep more drivers that let us pick our own loads. Well, company drivers would never get loads delivered that they don't want to do, but the company wants you to do, right? Rip Ed McMahon. Yeah, he's been dead for some time, but the checks live on. Hey, I love it. Right. 1 year. Let's see. GP Transco. Okay. I hate those states when I get routed to Atlanta or Miami in the summer, or you won't have that problem at GP Transco, certainly. Stanley, got to see you later. Merry Christmas and happy Festivus to you. As we say here, that's good. I'm not good at fast at clicking at. And a donation will be made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for people. By the way, that episode is on tonight if anybody wants to see it. It'll be on, I think it's on in 2 days also. Facts don't support 4 to 5 over 7. You pocket the money over the Flying J over the Loves. Well, I think 7, and no payment is not bad. That Cascadia steering wheel makes me laugh. Weird shape, not round. It is an unusual shape, but everything's controlled on the wheel, on the steering wheel. Volume, all that. I like it. Mega carriers get what they deserve. Forget them. Love your 389 from Smith. I couldn't get 7 in a brand new truck. Oh, I get well over 8 in my Cascadia. Oh, I do have light loads. GP requires 1 year of experience. Any reason companies won't hire from Florida? They can't get you there. There's just not a lot of loads. There are companies that go to Florida and stuff, but not that many. So if they can't get out, then, or can't get you home often, they don't want to hire you there, which is good because you're going to get stuck. They're not going to be able to get you home, and you're going to end up quitting anyway. So I agree with only companies hiring out of where they can actually get you back home. S. Isaacs runs a small company out of Green Bay and makes 65. We have 20 trucks and 5 long haul. That's pretty good, right? LTL pays too much to quit. Exactly. Because what did they say? Okay, so this year they're always talking about thousands of closures. Well, here's the thing. The average closure has less than 30 trucks. Okay, less than 30 trucks. That there's thousands of closures, a lot of them are one truck. One guy has an owner, he's an owner operator and closes. Okay, that's considered a business closure for the year. Take it like this. If 10 owner operators close and their business, and they have 10 trucks each, that's 100 trucks. Then Celadon closes. 3,000 more trucks are added. Oh, now I can go on FreightWaves or whatever and write an article or any of these other places. Oh, look at me, 3,100 trucks closed and 11 companies, right? Over, 200 and some trucks per company closed on average, right? Drivers are out of work. No, that's not how it works. One large company skews the results because why? 94% of companies have 19 or less trucks. 84% are less than 7 trucks. They're mostly owner-operators with 1 truck. That's, though, considered a business when they close or go bankrupt. That's a business that closes. 94% have less than 19 trucks. Most companies are small companies. So when they close, it's a business closure. But it doesn't mean there's lots of people out of work every time a business closes and that it's apocalypse. Most new trucks have a warranty. Maintenance costs on a 92. I always wonder about that in a car. That's always the car thing too. Like I like to have a new car, especially for the wife, for warranty. But is an old car without a warranty, is it cheaper just to fix the car than making a car payment? I don't know. But we like having a new car, especially her car. I always keep it new. But it's the same with the car. People argue with me, I'm driving a car, it's got 480,000 miles on it. Okay, I mean, that's good, but that's for you. I would rather pay the payment and have the car run all the time than fix it every weekend. There are not many customers in Florida and Georgia in general, so carriers have a hard time getting freight there. Drivers would be on the road too long. Yeah, drivers that want to get home wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to get them home. And so you'd have to send them home without a load, and that just costs money. I saw a thing that where I just missed it here, right? And I lost my little spot, of course. Oh, I didn't know where I was back this far, right? I'm in California. Honestly, private fleet is the only good way to go out here for driving jobs. You're going to have to be a company driver out there too, right? My old boss asked if you want a 297 Columbias for $5,000 each with $350,000 on them. Still thinking about buying them. Hey. Your company loves Florida and Georgia, but it's reefer, so it's probably where I'm curious. Yeah, it's harder to get a van in and out of there. I mean, look how many dentures fit into a van. You don't need that many van trailers to go there. I pay $8,000 a year for insurance. That's cargo and liability. Trucks and trailers are covered. But your friend pays and he runs a 2007 Pete. I'm just curious if that's cheaper or not. On an older truck, is that cheaper? I don't know. We're using 8 logbooks. I love it. You made $91,000 this year doing line haul, home every day, 50 hours a week, no doubles or dock work, Mike Scott. That's why line haul, LTL, 9% turnover, because you can make, almost $2,000 a week and be home every day. Where truckload, large truckload carriers, 96% turnover. Nobody's home and nobody makes any money. So that's why I try to tell people when you get experience, you can go home every day, because those letters I get a lot too. My wife is mad. She doesn't see me. I'm not home. My kids don't know my name. What can I do? I'm like, you can go home and you can make the same or more money and be home every day. And then they're like, of course, I live in East Armpit. I can't get home. Well, that's the problem. You may have to move, but absolutely. I live in Florida, but the company's not in Jersey. You stay out 2 months and 16 days. Wow. Yours was Christina's electric bill was $228, and I'm all electric. That's super high. I guess I'm, just considering here. A lot of people take off every day they possibly can and complain about their pay. That we get that too. Look, I'll say that we get that here. There was just a guy the other day talking at terminal. You're not going to be able to call me for a week because I'm not going to have any money till payday because my phone's going to be shut off. I don't have any minutes. But then they work for Saturday. They're like, oh, well, you can work Saturday. He's like, oh no, I can't work Saturday. I'm busy. I'm like, oh well, okay, you can't work Saturday. I don't tell you. So that's true. You can't complain about both of them. That's what Dave Ramsey says, right? Which I love. There's a great place to go if you're broke, right? To work. George Wilson, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Make 2020 the year drivers take their trade back from the government. Be real people, not sheeple. Let's take it back from the companies that don't pay you anything. Let's do that. Trucking Journeys, you're on track to make 60 from April 11th to now and 20 from Schugel. Not bad. 80 grand, right. We know where to get a loan from. Next year, you'll make 70 to 80, something like that, assuming it's a good year. And it will be. Rates? Right, I got rates. Is it going to be a good year? Yes, rates. Reefer, $2.23, up a nickel. Vans, $1.91, up 9 cents. Rates are up. Imagine that. The one from Future, you should have been a comedian. Well, I do what I can. I'll be here all week. Where's happiness? No good with money. Atlanta traffic is bad any time of day, totally, right? There's never a good time to go through Atlanta, really. So you're thinking of quitting Smith? That's not cool. Just to have to leave me like that. Nobody's quitting Smith. Cedric, I've been driving for 6 months and grossed $38,000 at Beelman in Ghent, Kentucky, straight out of school. That's not bad for 6 months. $38,000, so over $70,000, and that's not bad for me from public school. Not bad. But I mean, that's pretty good, right? Is that more than you were making before you went to truck school? Because that's the thing. How much of a raise did you get by coming into trucking from truck school? Yes, it's a Festivus for the rest of us. And for saying that, a donation is going to be made in your name to the Human Fund. That is money for people. Thank you for that. You're paid by percentage? All right. I'm never a fan of it, but a lot of people like it. I think the pay will pick up on 2020 after the mandate. Yeah, several companies. Who was it that just came out? Hale. I forget who it was. Hayl. I think it was them. Oh, Wolding. That's it. H.O. Wolding. They already announced a raise for 2020. So, yeah, companies will be giving raises as usual, as they do all the time to get people, certainly. Over the last 3,800 miles in your Cascadia, you're getting 8.7. Too heavy, over 35,000. Yeah, that's pretty good. The Cascadia does great on mileage, too. Alexandra skipped out for a minute. Yikes. Purchased a driver a meal. Bless, you're hungry, too. Well, I hope we know what the meal was, because it is Roller Wiener Monday. But that is great. Thank you for doing that for that driver. Probably appreciates it. I haul heavy and average 7.25. That's really good, too. It's 63. Christina said it's 63. I say heavy, 75,000 to 80,000. Pro tip. Oh, this is good. GP Transco. Pro tip for those who want to be an owner operator: think twice before buying a used truck. It often makes more sense to buy a new truck and not worry about maintenance for a few 100,000 miles. That's my thinking for a car or a truck. New truck, and that's why companies don't buy out 400 used trucks usually. They buy brand new trucks and then turn them in at the end of the warranty so somebody else has to worry about fixing them, because you don't make money in the truck for most companies unless the truck is actually moving down the road. And I think the same for a car. So buy a new truck and you don't have to worry about maintaining it. Wyland, hello, Mark and all. Hello there. Yes, it's 63 degrees. Wonderful. But you're only going to be about 10, 12 ahead of me today. Not bad. Wyland, Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus. Thank you for saying that. My maintenance on my 92 isn't much. You rebuilt the engine yourself. Wow. I have all the tools in shop to do most everything with help from some friends. Wow. I changed the air filter in the Trucking Answers mobile unit once. That's pretty good. That's good, isn't it? You made any decision about the Western Stars yet? Oh, right. That's what we need to know that. Turnover rate average is 90%. We're at 30% and try to make the number go down. Yes, you're way ahead. And when we see a company that's way ahead like this, that is, that's something. It's something to consider. Why is a company way farther ahead than other companies? On their turnover rate. There we go. So when you're a third or less of the turnover rate, what does that say? That says something. People don't leave. There's a reason people leave these large truckload carriers. Now, we could help out the ATA. I was hoping to get your help. What do you think about why these large carriers at nearly 100%, what do we think about that? Could we help the ATA to determine why that is? Jeff says your electric bill in California is $300 in the winter and $400 in the summer. Wow. Holy mackerel. My highest bill here is about been maybe $160. And that's in the winter because the furnace takes more to run it here because it's electric than the air conditioner. And that's when it was like super cold, 20 below zero here. Holy moly. You see the report about the fuel card company fined by the feds? I did see that. Fuel card company was fined by the feds for doing some shenanigans with the fuel money on there. Yes. Would be a fair pay per hour for over-the-road drivers? Well, JAT's at 25 plus overtime. I think that's fair if you're getting paid by the hour, because then you're getting $37.50 on overtime, and that would be to start, and you should get regular raises on that. Y2K20, oh, nice. $20 minimum. Yeah, certainly $20 minimum if you're home every day. And you pay 3.5 to 4 cents a gallon for gas and diesel, $3.50 to $4. Was $3.15 on Friday when I filled up. You love doing LTL. The more stops, the better. I'm not big on stops. I just don't like them. I'd rather do line haul, and just drop and hook would be the best. Oh, the California terminal's in Carson, California. All right. I think Smith Transport is 50% below average, according to the video. That's really good, too. So they're doing, companies like this doing something different. Those are the companies you should look into. And I should actually add that to the questions. What is your turnover rate? So if you see a turnover rate that's way less than the industry average, they're doing something better. People don't leave, and that is a huge indication that the company is doing something good. They made the same argument when we switched from percentage to mileage. You see them cutting our hours, but companies can't cut their hours. They still need loads delivered. How's the decision on the Western Stars going? I have 5 acres in northern Wisconsin, hoping not moving. See, but if you're in... Well, the thing is, you don't have to move, but there are people that ride, and they're in East Armpit. They're not making any money, and I'm like, well, change jobs. And I'm like, well, I can't. I'm 350 miles from the nearest paved road or something like that. I live in a cave that I dug myself. So I don't know what to say to people if they're so far away from anything else. Then you don't have any choices, and if you don't have a choice and you're unwilling to do anything about it, then you just have to accept whatever you get. So. That's all right if you don't want to move. You're doing okay there. But people that write to me with getting a $300 or $400 check, and I tell them, go somewhere else, and they're like, well, I live here. And I'm like, well, move. They won't move. Then you're stuck. If you're unwilling to do what it takes, then you'd be stuck. I saw 5 or 6 GP Transco trucks in 3 weeks between Louisiana and Washington. Nice. Weren't even teal. I'm quitting for the same reason I wake up in the morning, money. I can make 5 cents more at Schaefer. Is it? Well, Rumpelstiltskin, that's an interesting question. Is it worth changing a company for a nickel? For a nickel, I'm at $100 a week, $150 a week, $5,000. Is that worth leaving? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Why are you leaving for a nickel? Is that the only reason you'd quit wherever you are to go to Schaefer? Is the nickel? Even local work requires 10 hours drive time plus commute plus sleep. I don't know about that. Acceleration rules, maybe. Depends where you are. I don't work that many hours a day, to be honest with you. And my commute is very short because I refuse to commute a long distance. So I've had my car that I take to work for 5 years, and I've put 21,000 miles on it going to work. So in 5 years, I fill up once a month in the summer and twice in the winter. Mainly because I'm lazy and I pre-start the car and let it sit there and run for a while to defrost itself. So it depends on where you are locally. To work we have long routes too. We have 14-hour routes too. I don't do them, but we have them. So you can do them. You can find places that work less than that. You're still working on it with the dealership at GP Transco? The thing about, right, the 10 hours, right, what you want, you have to go find it. You can't just settle for, oh, this place says, well, it's 12 hours. Well, that's not what I want, so I would keep looking around. That's what I'm saying. Part of it is because I've been here a long time. That helps. So find a place and stay there, too. At almost, well, this coming year be 18 years. I've been here over 17 and a half years now. That helps, too. I would only recommend an older truck if you have mechanical knowledge, such as a business owner. It's easier. It's not easier, just more rewarding. Yeah, fixing it yourself. Plus, it would save you a ton of money on an older truck, too, right? Besides knowing how to fix it, how much money would it save you fixing it yourself? Depends on the load you get. Local is home every night, yes. And hopefully soon in that Tesla Semi, I just saw a video about those. They're supposed to start making them next year. What good is going home if you only sleep 10 hours and back to work? I agree with that, Acceleration Rails. We have drivers that live an hour away, 50, each way. And they come into work, so that's 2 hours of commuting, and then do a 14-hour route. I agree. I don't know why they do it. It seems ridiculous. They're off 8 hours. Okay, really of 8 hours of time, which they mostly sleep. So I agree with you, but I don't do that. And you don't have to. You don't have to either. Don't settle for what you don't want. Trucking Journeys wants to know when you get in a Western Star, you'll come to one at the terminal trying to look like a boss in a Western Star. They're super nice. Get one of those 5700Xs. Maybe get like 5 for, driver of the year, 1,000,000-mile drivers. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. I have no say in it. I'm getting roadside DOT inspection. Gotta love Ohio. Today? Tell them, look, it's a holiday. Tell them you'll make a donation in their name to the Human Fund. Money for people, and see if that helps. And speaking of donation, where did I go here? Okay, the St. Christopher Fund, right? I said thank you to that. We're over the goal, $5.25. Thank you very much. This is how you could donate to St. Christopher. $1, whatever it is, $2. You got $1 or something. Give them $1 right there on their site, and that goes to help drivers that have a medical emergency on the road. They still need that money, even though I've met my goal there. I'll be doing a reset in Laredo in 2 days, 77 degrees. That's not bad. Next 2 days. Do you mind being down in Laredo over the holiday? And will they still run the food trucks down there with the lemonade and stuff? Oh my gosh, those are the best. Smith is in the process of testing out yard move function. They said they're working hard to get it fleet-wide. I'm sure they are, because they want to use that. I don't like the yard move thing at all. They shouldn't have it at all. When you're driving, but a lot of companies do it. I feel like if I got paid per hour, I'd end up making less overall than the mileage pay, because sometimes you make $250 to $300. I guess it depends on what your hourly pay is and how many hours you get a day. But I think you'd get paid for all of your hours. I don't think people would be. I think it'd be a lot less stress, because you're getting paid for all of your time. DOT inspection at rest area on 71. That's horrible. I never made over $25,000 in warehouses. So you got a big pay raise 3 times, nearly 3 times. That's pretty good. I think that's really good, right? That's life-changing. That extra $50,000 over your life a year is life-changing money. Trucking can change people's lives, no matter, even though that there's some places not as great as others, it's still life-changing money. Happy Festivus, Alexander. I appreciate that. And for saying that, a donation will be made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for people. Roller Wiener Monday should have a Christmas edition. Roller Wiener over cracking roaring fire. Yeah, that'd be great. Somebody have that going on and can Photoshop that. Is Prime going bankrupt? Not that I know of, and they're not on the death watch list as far as for me. They're not on my death watch list at all. Gracie will consider a cat break right here. She is doing what she does best, which is sleep. The bell got her out of here a bit ago. Alexander, the Midwest is a great place to live if you can handle the cold. Yeah, because the cost of living is lower, especially outside of like Chicago. If you can tolerate, 20 below zero in the winter times, it's not terrible living. You don't have to go make $200,000 to have a decent life. Wow, Bill, no corn dogs in that roller wiener machine. No. We cannot help someone that doesn't listen. Yes, that is super correct. Every new graduate lasts an average of 90 days. It's disappointing, really. And that is, I've never heard that one for them, but that's good. Late check-in, just finished my day, next 2 days off. Luke, all right, at home, I hope. Will you be at home, and will they pay you? At least for Christmas. I'll be doing a reset in Laredo 2 days, right. That's what I'm saying about. It's possible that companies get a huge turnover rate when they grow too quickly. It's important to grow a responsible and sustainable manner. Some companies do and some don't. Oh, yeah, that's true. They'll see, like last year, they're like, oh, we got all this freight. Let's buy 575 trucks, right? And then suddenly there's not quite as much freight, and now people have to leave. Yeah, some of these large companies, though, they've been open 50 years, so they don't have as much of an excuse for their turnover rate. And we all know that some of them, maybe they not treat their drivers as good as maybe they should. C-Loss, what state do you recommend starting a new life with my CDL and finding a good job? I'm from New York City and finished 1 year in the Midwest. I always tell people if they can, move to the Midwest because it's cheaper living. So the people look at the pay and they go, oh, the pay isn't great. Yeah, but it's cheap living here. It's cheap living. Other than the license plate in Indiana, it's pretty cheap living. Okay, Wayne, it's a Festivus for the rest of us, which will be on tonight. I hope you'll get to see it on TBS. Christina got gas today for $2.45. That's really good, right? It was $2.49, I think, for regular yesterday morning. I filled the wife's car up on Sunday, so not terrible. She takes premium. It was $3.15 or something. Still not bad. Cedric, my electric and gas together has never been over $150. That's more like it, right? So in the Midwest, we can save on all your living expenses and everything. If you're willing to move, especially out of New York City, I mean, how much money do you have to make to live there? Come move to the Midwest. What's the difference between line haul and LTL? Well, LTL companies do line haul, but some of the drivers during the day make pickups. Usually is how an LTL company works. A lot of the daytime drivers are paid hourly and make a lot of pickups. 20, 40, 60 pickups in town. They bring that back to the terminal, and then the night line haul drivers take that trailer, or if it's doubles, they'll hook up 2 trailers and go to another terminal, generally, drop and hook, and come back to that original terminal. If it's close, they'll do another run to another terminal. If it was a long enough way, they just do one a night. The line haul, to me, is easier because you do less work. That's all I'm saying, right? But some people like the daytime, making all the pickups around town. If that's what you want to do, that's fine with me too. You know, it doesn't matter. I just like the line haul because it's a lot easier work to do for the money that you're getting, I think. S. Isaac's $300 payday. I take home by choice $1,500 out of Green Bay. Not bad. Not bad, right? $75,000. Am I crazy to go into trucking at 55 years old for fun? No. Look, Jay Johnson, you can get in at any age. It's one of the only careers you can get in at any age. So that's really good because you can get in whatever your age. If you can pass a physical, you can get into trucking. If that's something you want to do, go do it. I mean, you only get one shot at life. If you want to go do it, go for it. YouTube won't let you leave an email in the comments. The best way to contact us is to fill out a quick contact form. Right here is their GP Transco information right here. To get to the GP Transco site with the TL trucks that I haven't seen yet. I looked at GP Transco website and can help but get the too good to be true. Yeah, look, you're looking at it wrong. Call them. And I've heard from many drivers, GP Transco doesn't know this, right? They wrote to me and go, Mark, I called them and they answered all my questions and they were honest with me and stuff like that. So call them. Just call them and see what you think about that, okay? You'll get a different result when you call them rather than just seeing things in a text. I did out of high tech and went driving. Yeah, S. Isaacs. All right, there you go. I'm 53. Oh, Michael Cole is 53 and started driving last year. What do you think? Too old? Not too old? 10 to 11 hour days of AAA Cooper. That's not terrible, especially if you live close to work. You know, don't live 3 hours from work, too. That's part of the thing, especially if you're going to be home every day. You don't want to live, all this distance from work. I do agree. It's kind of ridiculous. City guys pick up and deliver. Line haul picks up runs to the next hub and make it to the destination in 1 or 2 days. Right. Sega Dreamcast. Oh, yeah, nice. Right. You've been with MCT 10 years. What do you think about that F-150? Before I started to run my own company, I worked for Schaefer, then switched to Crete. 5 cents less than drive-in. I didn't miss way less dock time. That's the thing. Do you quit for a nickel? Nickel is pretty close, right? There's no point in not being honest. It would cause drivers to leave, says GP Transco, and that is the quote of the day right there. Steven, what's up? What's going on? Happy Festivus. Merrick, DOT illegal use tickets for hours of service because it's not Labor Department. Okay. I guess you could argue that in court with them. I don't know how that would go. That's really awesome. Almost 3 years, no accidents or tickets. How often would a driver need to go to Chicago? Chicago is not the worst. I guess because I started there, I did a lot of local work there and lived in Chicago. So to me, it's not terrible like some cities. But I agree with you. So we'll see what they say. Get a $100 bonus, $150 bonus for running Christmas to the 31st, and you don't mind being out. So there's extra money in your pocket. That's 2 for 3 roller wieners, so not bad. I own 5 vehicles, and the newest one is a 97. Well, Bill, I know some people, look, you're on the other side of the car thing. For me, I want a new car, especially for the wife. I don't want to have to worry about, my car is 6 years old, but her car is new. Right, and I always keep her in a new car. That's the car we travel into. You saw that, right? We had that Escape. We've gotten a different Escape since you saw me in that red one. But I always keep her in a new car because that's just, I'd rather just pay a car payment and I have a new car. I don't have to worry about it, especially for her. She can get in it, go anywhere she wants, not have to worry about there being any problems. But you're on the other side of it, and there are people that say, all right, I'm going to keep an old car. I don't have a car payment, and I'll just keep them running or whatever. And either way, we both ended up at the same place, right, last Christmas. So you can stay out as long as you'd like. Minimum time on the road depends on where your home is at GP Transco. Oh, that's good. So they'll keep you out if you want to stay out. That's pretty good. Hey, I have 2 100-gallon tanks, get 8 miles per gallon. Can I go 120 miles on 2 eighths of a tank? Trucking Journeys. I'm not answering that. You know your truck better than me and your gauge and everything. I mean, every gauge is different. Just a level 3 passed. Oh, no sticker, though. Help me math, please. But the gauge and everything, I found a tech school that has a 5-day school for $800. Really? Is this school a waste of money? Will companies accept this school? No. There's not going to be enough hours in it. Most large places want so many hours. You'd have to call each one, but it's usually 140 to 160 hours of school, 120 hours of school before they will accept it. Now, you might be able to get your CDL. That's not a problem. You don't have to go to school at all to get a CDL. You can just go take the test. But will companies accept it? A lot of companies won't accept that because it's not enough hours. Gracie looks like an aircraft carrier. Oh, no. We're body shaming the poor cat. Oh, yikes. Poor thing. Poor Gracie. Shuttling trucks to the shop today, hourly pay for a bit. Okay, so that's pretty good. D-Boy 611 getting paid by the hour. That's good, and it's good to see you here today. Didn't know what you might be doing today. Prefer salary because even with hourly, things can slow down. You still not make money. Even if there's no freight to haul, sit at home all week and you still make $1,300. That's even better. Sitting at home and making money is even good. Home in 9 hours of a holiday pay each day, that's very good. There's a lot of people getting holiday, a lot more than I thought it would be. Last year it was minus 33 on your porch in February, and you were on the road in Dallas. Wow. S. Isaacs. We saw about minus 20 or 21 here is what I saw on the official Trucking Answers mobile unit when I got in it at night, and that's about as cold as it got. Not too many days like that. It was cold, and the furnace ran a lot. So who's on the death watch list? Roadrunner. I think Roadrunner is on my death watch list. I'm concerned enough with them where I'd leave. That's just my personal opinion. People can stay, but they stayed at Celadon. I'd leave. They laid drivers off in an industry that's hiring drivers. Their stock is down to about a third of what it was. They're selling. They just sold their flatbed division to raise money. Their president and COO quit. That's enough for me to be out. There's too many trucking companies doing great to work at a place that's iffy. To me, it's iffy. Doing maintenance costs money on an older truck, but so does downtime as long waits for warranty work and the truck payment doesn't stop. That's true. But Jason Jeffries, and I agree, and it's a risky way because maintenance on an old truck can also take the truck down where you don't make money. You just don't have a payment on it if it's some kind of longer repair. It's a risk. It's the same in a car, right? You'd have to rent a car or something to get to work if your car's in the shop for 5 days. So, I don't know. On a new truck, this is a first repair where the truck for me was down, and we got this truck in fall of 17. I got this truck new, this 2018. And this last repair here that I just had is the first time that it's been down So I've had years of work where it worked fine and ran every day. D-Rye, for Christmas Day, you should do a live stream roller arena machine all day like a fireplace. Oh, man, that'd be something. I wonder how I would find that kind of thing. I have to find one that doesn't have any rights to it that I could use, too. Moved to Orlando from Queens. Well, you get better weather, but I think it's harder to find a trucking job in Orlando. But hey, who cares? You're right by the happiest place on earth. Alexander, try Indiana. Yeah, exactly. Big Oso filled up at 223. That's lower. Very cheap living here. I know. Isn't it great living in Indiana? Trucker Hershey, it's only $219 in Arkansas. Wow. My lights in Texas about $200 to $300 a month. That's a lot of money. $300, I would be freaking out. But I've changed to all LEDs. Is anybody else like that? Am I just a weirdo? All my bulbs in the place are LED bulbs. Changed them all out. I started at 58. Oh, see, that's pretty good. How's it going? 58, right? Not bad. Worth it. It's a big change, right, Trucker Hershey? But hey. I love Green Bay. That entire town loves the Packers. Yeah, Alexander, but what about the Bears? The Bears. It's going to be the Bears, right? 42, Packers 2. That's how it's going to be. Reference to age, you start at 64 as a retirement career. Alan, really? Already did all states, visited 100 museums, many factory tours and sporting events. Thank goodness for 34-hour resets and Uber. That's pretty awesome. All this stuff you'd have probably never got to see. Otherwise you'd have to travel the country in yourself. I think that's really awesome. That's pretty inspiring for people in their 50s thinking about getting to drive. Al Johns got into trucking at 43, and you're mad that you waited so long. FedEx got some dedicated routes from Bedford. You'll need triple, double endorsement. Yeah, go get it. It's just a written test here. Mississippi is the cheapest state in the country to live in, Rumpelstiltskin. So you need to live in Mississippi, but work for a company that is nationwide so you don't get Mississippi pay, too. MCT, we have new international LTs and 200 new trailers. All right. We don't get paid enough at all. In what other jobs do you work so many hours? Grant Jeep. That's true. But again, you don't have to work that many hours. Okay. It depends where you work. I get letters all the time, plus me, but I get letters from people all the time that are Old Dominion, SI and stuff, working 10 hours a day, 10 hours a day, getting paid for all their time. Making $80,000, $100,000 a year. So you don't have to be gone. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. They've been treating you great. Good. That kind of thing is a good endorsement for a place. I love the freedom of trucking. Used to live by an airport and carry 2 cell phones and 2 laptops. Perpetual dog collar. Yeah. Golden handcuffs, I think they call that. Trucker Hershey, happy wife, happy life. Always, right? Each day, look, this is not trucking, but each day you'd think, what can I do for my wife today to make her life easier? And hopefully then your wife or spouse or whatever thinks, what can I do for my spouse to make their life easier? And if you live that way, I think you got it made. Alexander had a 94 Chevy for the longest until it died. See, so you're on the other side of it, where you're like, I'm going to keep an old car until it doesn't run anymore. Each person's different on that. Lease cars so your wife will always have warranty in a new vehicle. We always get a car, with a warranty. She always gets a new car. And then generally I'll take the old car. We didn't do that this time. We traded her car in because I kept this. It didn't have that many miles on it. And I don't drive it much. But usually we'll switch. I'll take that car and then she'll get the new car. Is the gauge accurate? Right. We don't know that for Trucker Hershey. If that gauge isn't accurate at 2 ace, I don't know how far that'll go. 2 ace. I love it. I was thinking it might be 416. So I might drive a 92 FLD, but the wife has a 2019 F-150 King Ranch. Right. That's exactly how it should work. Right. My wife couldn't get in a big truck like that. We looked, even an Edge was a little bit tall for her to get into. So it was Escape here, which I like. Hey, everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy and merry. Right. Thank you for saying that. And happy Festivus to you, Trevor. No money in over-the-road original. The money's in local. The same money is in local as over-the-road, I think. It's just over-the-road is less money because of all the hours you do. Roadrunner definitely has my top pick for Death Watch, Cash King Trucking. I think so. Look, once your stock plummets, drivers are laid off, they sell off everything, the COO quits. That's not great news for a place. When other companies are up, Martin up, Swift up, right? Other companies are up. Weiling, you don't get paid for Christmas, but your boss buys you 1/4 beef. Like a quarter, what, like a Wendy's single? That's a quarter. Is that what you're saying? Funny thing, we had a driver come on and tell us Mark promised we would get a teal truck. I don't want this white Volvo. We told him we know Mark wouldn't make such a promise. Really? Did somebody say that? Let's be on the record. Not only do I not promise there's a teal truck, I've never even seen one in person, okay? I didn't promise you'll get a teal truck. I say this is a picture of teal trucks, that you might get one, you might get a different truck. This is not a guarantee of the truck that you will get at GP Transco. Let's see, how would it be worded? Oh, this is just a representative picture of some of the trucks that may or may not be available at GP Transco. That's great. Mark promised. I love it. I've never seen one in person, but I do assume that they're around. You may or may not get a teal truck. It might not be a Volvo. It might not be a Freightliner. Okay, so I don't have any control over that. I'm not making any promises. The only promises that are made here are made by GP Transco themselves in their own line here. Okay, so there you go for that. That's really good. Mark promised. I heard you mention Roadrunners. I can't take it. Roadrunners on the death watch list. I went to orientation for them and didn't even get past the first day without going home. They lied to me on top of lying. Oh, really? They tried to force me in the Northeast only that I wasn't hired for. I don't understand why any company does that. So if they say something to you, the recruiter says something, then they don't get it to you. What do they think drivers are going to do? That's at any company. It doesn't even matter if it's trucking. You know, be honest, because the drivers are just going to quit, or the worker, the employee is just going to quit. It doesn't make any sense at any of these companies. Some of them you call up, they say one thing, you can call them in 10 minutes, and somebody different says a totally different thing to you. That doesn't make sense to me. Everybody quits, and that's why they have a 96% turnover at large carriers. Roadrunners run by ACI, the same financial group as HVH. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there's your problem. Holy moly. I had a mechanic come and start your truck because you parked on a hill and fuel was too low. Not empty, just low because of the hill. Right. Be careful where you park if you don't have any fuel in the truck. Alexander doesn't like Volvos either. If you had your choice, you'd get a Mack Pinnacle. Oh, nice. You don't see too many companies running Mack Pinnacles, though. I personally would take top of the list. Probably would be a Western Star because of the way they look. And then I like Volvos. I like the way that the I-shift drives in them and stuff. I don't know. How about this Volvo? I do have, ironically, have a picture of a Volvo right here. How about this? This is a European Volvo, which I took a picture of. How about that? It's 16 liters and 750 horsepower from the factory. Volvo. Now that's a Volvo. For all the people here liking Pete's or whatever, how about 750 horse, 16 liters factory truck? Factory. How cool is that? When are we going to get that truck here in the United States? I would certainly drive that cab over. That is a European Volvo. 2016 Cascadia down once in 470 DEF pump. Right, that's the problem. I had a DEF failure as well. Covered under warranty. It was down for a while. Now I get another truck as a company driver, but that would have been the downtime for the truck. Not bad. James Faust likes his Super 10. I don't know if that Volvo has a Super 10 in it. I'm not sure. I started driving near extreme upper 40s, really AZ. So a lot of people started later, right? I think that's more common now as the factories close and everybody goes to hiring temps. Wiggle wagons, no thank you. It's not as hard as you think. Hooking them up is easy, and the second one follows the first one. The third one follows the second one. If you get around with the first trailer, they all follow you around. Isn't a Mack Pinnacle a rebadged Volvo? I don't think so. Mack, because you can get all Mack engines and stuff. Oh, did you all see that? Mack made their last manual transmission. It was in the news. The last Mack manual transmission came off the assembly line. So how about that? Cedric started at 25. Is that too early? No, I started right at 21. I actually went to truck school at 20 years old and started right. I had just turned 21 and got my license. So absolutely. Trevor started at 24. I should have lived in the truck for 5 years. That's my recommendation to people. Live in the truck and just save all your money. So we weren't making as much money then, though. No Roadrunner operates own smaller companies like A&A out of South Dakota. That's what I was hired for, but was lied to, and then tried to force me to lease up. Yeah, forget them. Tell them forget it. Cedric, you're still 25. Yes, I hear you. Trevor started 24, and now you're 26. What do you think about truck driving? Right? Do you have any complaints? Or do you think that it was worth doing at that age? I got to drive my first set of wiggle wagons. Not that difficult. The yard guys had them hooked up. Oh, so nice. They already hooked them up for you, which is not that hard, but hopefully you do know how to hook them up. If it's your first set, they should at least show you how to do it. Anyhow, it's not complicated if you don't know how to do it, but yeah, they're not bad, right? No furtive movements, I guess. No quick steering inputs, and you should be fine. Roger, get a Honda. They don't break down. We're a Ford family here pretty much, so generally it's to the Ford dealer we go here. I started driving at 21, retired at 61, and then started driving at retired, and then started driving again. So you're in a failed retirement, as they say. I'm stunned to hear that you don't own a roller arena machine. Yeah, that they're hard. They're so in, people use them all the time, and so they're just hard to find. You don't see them on eBay at all. Started at 22, and now I'm 24. I enjoyed pulling doubles, the barbecue trucker. Yeah, doubles is not bad, right? I like my flat floor reefer. Wow. Might need to put disclaimers up, Mark. Yes, I am no way am determining which truck you get at anywhere, including GP Transco. How about that? So FedEx is basically a company of type A personalities. Well, I fly planes. I use the same rules for trucks. Plane fuel gauge only has to be accurate when empty, and under the reading, you really don't know how much you have. That's probably very accurate. I was 19 when you first started driving. The state I'm in, 19 was the requirement. Oh, right. But you started as me in Illinois. I got a CDL. It wasn't a CDL, right? It was a D license then was what it was. This was pre-CDL. So I got a D Illinois license to start because at that time I lived in Lansing, Illinois. A quarter of the entire cow, 120 pounds. I wouldn't know what to do with that. I just have a little refrigerator here. Fridge, freezer. I wouldn't know what to do with 120 pounds of meat. I'd rather you just give me a quarter pounder. Timothy at 62 in Springfield. I love it. Dopal, do you believe in God or Jesus? What inspires you as a man? Well, Festivus, of course, inspires me. So I don't like to talk about religion, certainly, because then people get all upset about everything, but nobody can get upset about Festivus when a donation is made in your name to the Human Fund. It is money for people. So that's what I like to keep it to here. Over the road for you is 800 on a good week. And I missed my family and ate horribly. Yes, exactly. Now I make 200 to 400 more a week, and your wife and kids are mad at you all the time, and you got diabetes. So I get more money. Well, that's not great, right? Merry Christmas from Broke Driverland. Ryan, is your truck running at least this week? The Freightliners have a 16-liter engine. The DD16 is an add-on, though, right? But there are no 750 horse 16s here. I don't think they rate them that high in the United States. I looked into OTR when I went on their own, but made more in Oklahoma City to Dallas and back than over the road. You run 9 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and easier on the equipment. Exactly. Jason, Jeffrey, Jefferson, right? So we don't have to be gone all these long hours. If you don't have to, if you look around for the thing that you want. Write down what you want and go find that. Don't settle for what you don't want, because you're not going to be as happy doing things you don't want anyway, right? Well, Bill's not seen a teal-colored GP Transco truck either. Yeah, so I certainly can't promise something that I've never even actually seen myself. Rhino is a DD16 in yours. You've got 180,000 on it. What is yours rated at? What do they have yours? Where you have yours set? Run away fast from any lease purchase, either by outright or be a company driver. Or look, if you're going to lease a truck, get it outside the company. Don't lease it from the carrier. There's tons of companies that will lease you a truck, but not the carrier lease. So you can still get into the lease way, but not from the carrier. Never get the truck from the people that also provide you with the loads, because they can really hose you. You have no choice. S. Isaac says a 16 Cascadia with a 13-speed, which is unusual to see that in there, 7.5 miles per gallon, and run about 77,000. That's really good, and that's good mileage. Look up a Kenworth K200. Would you drive one of those? I would. I probably would. I'm doing better than the automatics. You're not doing better than some automatics. I'm high 8s in my Cascadia. Only lease from a bank, not from the company that controls your load. At least get the truck away from the company. That's the problem. When you get the equipment from the company that also controls your loads, they can really hose you, and you have no choice. Dave the trucker started at 25 and now I'm 30 and it's totally worth it. I know, right? So if you like driving, right, it's a great career. I still think it's a great career for people. So many people are down on it, but it's a great career and it's going to be around for a long time. The DD16 is mainly heavy haul engine, not extremely common. Exactly. You rarely see them. The 15 is what your truck has. That's what I have. The 2018 with chrome grille and mirrors, the inlaid wood paneling, and chrome interior. Oh, nice. Mine has the hard plastic grille, hard plastic mirrors, and hard plastic inlaid wood, hard plastic paneling, and hard plastic interior accents with extra hard plastic. Pulling doubles is easy, comfortable man. Mark said it's the second trailer file's the first one. Right. People think it's like worse. It may be even better. Alexandria, you have to get a GM product. My Chevy Sonic is a GM, which I like it, but we generally get Fords. The Sonic I got 1 year old. Okay, that's why I got it. It was a super deal on it, but otherwise it's Fords all the way. Ironically, the Sonic, it gets serviced at the Ford dealer. I love the lifestyle. I love being in a truck, but hate the lies and the truth twisting of the major carriers. That's true. The only reason they do it, though, is because they get away with it. If they couldn't get people to come in, we have to do like, trucking journeys. As soon as they lie to you, you got to be out of there. If everybody left, that would solve the problem, certainly. Go, Pack, go tonight. Of course, it's the Bears. The Bears. I started to drive at Hope at 42. I'll buy my first truck at 43 or 44. Oh, so you're getting right into it. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how that goes. The barbecue trucker will be starting Swift CDO school next Monday, so I'll be missing the next 3 Monday shows. They have an exemption there. I think you get to watch the show. Don't they play it live at their school there, I think? I think so. Wyland has a family of 5. We'll miss you here, but let us know how it goes. You have a failed retirement, but encouraged me to go back to driving. Good. I'm glad that, you were in the industry. People need people. The industry needs, experienced drivers to be in it. And we're glad you're back. As a spotter, you were bored and hooked up 7 pubs in a row and drove around the yard. Each pub followed the previous one. I guess where you are, there's no reason you couldn't just hook a bunch of them up and get your whole day's work done all in like 25 minutes. I started after 54 and I retired from the high-tech industry. Less money, but more fun. All right. So you took a pay cut, but, it's a whole different thing altogether, as they say. Do they require you to have a doubles endorsement there, Wild Bill? Probably not. Because I think you may have done that on your own. Wonder what the camera would think about that there. I've seen one teal-colored GP Transco truck says Trucking Journeys. I have never seen one. I am curious about that too, the barbecue trucker. What did make you change your mind from Maverick? Oh, they still have you on hold there. That's interesting. The teal trucks are real and they're beautiful. People have sent me pictures of them, but that can be colored in After Effects. You're sure not colorblind and can't tell teal from white? That's true. They don't test you teal versus white at the case, so that might be the case too at the physical. I'd stay with Swift until your contract is up. Whatever headache they cause will kill you if you leave early. You should look, if anybody, the company that you start with, if you can stay a year, it's well worth getting a year in at a company. Then you've got a year at one company, you've got experience, 4 seasons, you can pretty much go anywhere you want. You might end up liking it there. Swift has a lot of dedicated runs and stuff. It's worth it. Maybe. The Cascadia you drove at Swift did 6 or less. That's crazy. On a Cascadia, even loaded. That's really low. Or do they not set up good there? I used to throw dart at map and ride the bike there and ride back to work. Now drive all over. Wow. I'm also leaving due to faulty equipment. A safety guy won't let up, and a whole wagon of other complaints that have accumulated over the last year. Rumpelstiltskin. Then it's time to bail and head out somewhere else. Our Cascadia is 2020 with skirts and aero caps, right? I've got those goofy hubcaps too. Get 7 to 8. That's pretty good, right? But I've got. Do you have the plastic hubcaps? We've got that on ours. We've got the whole cab aero package, the skirts and everything. Walfred, your wife and you drive teams. You're the most needed in the whole industry, so you shouldn't have any problem getting a job at most places. Certainly, they really need teams. Landed the free Merry Christmas from a U.S. cold storage that's had you dock for 6 hours. That's pretty awesome. Isn't it great going to these cold storage places? Do they have a fully furnished driver's area there for you? Are you getting paid for it? Alexander, your uncle worked at the GM plant for 30 years until he retired. You may get a discount on GM products. You should be getting them more often than every 25 years, though, like that pickup truck. The Swiss school, will they teach you how to crash better? Part of it is, and any company, the trainer you get is just a roll of the dice. You never know who you're going to get. You might get somebody great, and you might get somebody that started in the spring. The only good bear is a bear rug. Truck drivers in heaven never get loads because all the dispatchers and brokers are not there for lying. That's pretty good. Christina, I was also a Chevy fan, but I have Ford Focus now, which I loved mine, right? And it's got 204, and it's a 2009. It's been a really good car. I'd love to have a new car, though. We had a 16 Focus that had 7,000 miles on it. The wife had an accident in like 10 months and totaled it. So we ended up getting the other Escape that she had. So that car we didn't have very long, but I loved it. We'd get in the 40s miles per gallon. It was a titanium. I loved the car. Wish I still had it. Merry Christmas from the Princess of Dixie Hill to Trucking Edge Nation. And here, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate you being here. My wife and I drive teams. What's the best company to work for? Oh, there's different team places. It depends where you want to run and stuff. Yeah, but a dedicated team, GP Transco runs teams. Barbecue trucker, believe me, that won't happen. My 05 Focus has 110 and still strong on it. See, Ford is the way to go. I'll make sure that I let them know to broadcast this show if they don't already. Yes, I believe it'll be broadcasted during the training there. Absolutely. GPS multiple husband and wife teams, some of our biggest performing teams. Yeah, I bet, husband and wife or spouse and spouse, however the two people arrange it is best. Look, that they'll stay together and all the money goes into one pot. Oh my gosh. What if you're each making 80, 90 grand into one pot? You're part of the top 5 or 8% of wage earners in the United States. Trevor saw 2 teal GP Transco Freightliners. I wonder where they were. They never come by me. What kind of driving do I do, Mark, local or regional? So I did around 20 years over the road, and now I'm local here for the last 10, 12 years or whatever, and I go home every day. So, and you can too, or you can be on the road. I never say it's good or bad either way, whatever you want to do, but find what you want to do and do that. For some people, when you're single or whatever, it works out great being on the road. The barbecue trucker, maybe I could talk them into providing roller wieners for lunch each day. Absolutely. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. What company wouldn't do that? Thanks, Merry Christmas. I appreciate that here to everyone. Merry Christmas. I'm working at Prime 800 miles from home, about to turn the truck into the terminal and quit. Are you company driver? And I'm at my breaking point. I've been getting less than 1,500 miles a week working class. Are you a company driver or a lease purchase there? And how long have you been at Prime? And how long have you been getting 1,500 miles a week? So let's see if we can help out here. You pull a lot of heavy loads with your DD16, and you're happy with yours at Rhino. What horsepower is that truck set at? Did I miss that? ACPV, right. Can you tell me who I could start with as a starting company, get your feet wet? Yeah, we need to know. I would need to know where you live, about your family, how often you want to be home, stuff like that. Because some places don't hire in certain areas, some places don't do this and that. Do not be a tanker driver at Prime as a company driver. So you run tanks at Prime. Jason, my Cat 3406B is $425. Wow. Alexander, saving $2,000 isn't worth buying a $5,000 pickup. You'll buy used. Yeah, see, you're on the other side of it. You're like, okay, so I don't want to do that, and I'll buy a used one. I agree. So even though you have a discount, and for you, but for me, I just, especially, for decades I was gone a lot of, for weeks. I've been gone as long as 5 months at a time. And so for me, having a new car here for the wife was important to me. So I knew that she could get in a car and not have any problems with it. And because we'd never had a problem with the new car. I haven't done maintenance on a car other than oil changes in a long time, other than changing like an air filter, that kind of thing. And so to me, that's worth it to me, but it might not be to you. So some people, we got people who drive to work in 30-year-old cars or whatever, and they're okay with it. For me, especially for her car, I'm not okay with it. Candy Roller Wiener Roaster on eBay right now. Oh, is there one really? I started CDL at 66 and now going on 70. Really? That is one of the oldest people. So Kenny Winters, what brought you into driving at 66 years old? What did you say? Why were you thinking, man, I should go drive? And are you gone over the road or are you home every day? Trevor Schneider promised me to get you home today after being out a month. And I'm thinking that's a long time, but maybe if you want to be out a month, it's okay, right? Because I can't put what I think about it. So could I be home for Christmas? Well, once I'm home, I'm out of here. Oh, all right, same for you. What's the problem? You know what? It's never one thing. It's generally not one thing. What is the deal why you would leave? My company doesn't require a CDL. Oh, okay, so you don't even have to have a CDL. And I've seen that for your kind of line of work. I've seen ads where it says no CDL required, on places that have fuel on site. So you don't have to have one, right? If I ever reviewed Big G Express, thumbs up. I talked to them last year at the truck show, which I hope everyone will be at the truck show this year at Matt's, the Mid-America Truck Show to the end of March. You can just Google up Mid-America Truck Show. I should get a thing, and I never do, to link to it. Anyhow, you can get your free tickets, and I'll see you there. I talked to them. Well, they weren't that impressed with talking to me, which I didn't like. I never like places that won't answer questions. So, but I haven't done anything more with them than that. Right, Alexander, I haven't done a video on Big G. Trucking journeys, where did I go off to? Oh, ACP starting companies that are decent include Maverick for flatbed. Yeah, Maverick, G&P Trucking, unless they got bought. We'll have to check that out. J.R. Schugel, oh, that's interesting. A few others. Ford is fix or repair daily. I've never had a problem with my new Fords. I just haven't. I'm about ready to do food service. I miss being physically active. I'll go from making 40 to 70. Food service can be good pay, and it's a workout. Michael Cole has seen the teal trucks in Aurora, the ones that I promised drivers apparently, but not really. I can't promise them. I've never seen them. People see them, and I will say several people have sent me pictures of them, considering I say I don't see them anywhere. Trevor at Wells, Nevada, and Hesperia, California. Anybody knows a good drive-in Atlanta? Clean record. Yeah, who's down in Atlanta can give that out. That's the thing. Mega companies are failing not getting drivers home. I can be home every 2 weeks, and they work their butts off to do that. One reason I like Can-Be. If they'll do what they promise, all companies really should do is promise you something when you get hired on and then do it. That's it. And if they were honest about it, I think that would solve 80% of their problems. If you have to be out, say a company needs you to be out 6 weeks, they ought to tell you that up front. We're out 6 weeks here, and then just be honest about it. Then you know what you're getting into. GP Transco's got to run. Thanks for the show, Mark. Thank you for being here. Happy holidays for all. Please email the name and address of the winner, and we'll order. Thank you very much, GP Transco, for that. And for giving away a PS4. That is really good. Here's some more information about GP Transco, who was here today in the comments. They're on the show a lot. Thank you for that. There's your info to get up some info at GP Transco. And you are not guaranteed a teal-colored truck there, no matter what I say, what people say I said. They have priced these vehicles out of reach for most, and got to watch what you buy unless you don't care about trade value. Yeah, I don't personally care about trade value. I don't buy it for trade value, so that doesn't bother me that much. Well, Bill, who do I drive for? Well, I don't get that question that often for new people, and I do the show every week on Mondays, but I don't tell people where I work. That keeps them out of my videos. You have to be careful. You start posting videos with your company in it, and they can get a little hinky on what you say, really. And I had a driver write to me that got fired for that. So be careful about that. I also don't recruit for them. You know, who's recruiting for the company out here? Everybody. Not me, right? Keeps them out of everything. Keeps everything clean. Barbecue Trucker does own a roller wiener machine. Have used it at many catering and vending events. Nearly always sold out of wieners. Because who doesn't want a wiener at a catering event? I mean, that would be great. I wish I would have thought about that when I got married. Eric, happy holidays. Just finished CDL school at night. Great program. All right. When are you going to get started? On the road. And thanks for that. Speaking of the truck show, how's the CFI phone holder doing? Well, if you don't know, when you go to the truck show, you may get one of these CFI phone holders too. Listen, that is quality Chinese construction right there. And it is holding up great. It may be the best thing about CFI. Ton loves Swift. I love it. What is a great thing about Swift? GP is owned by Southeastern, or they were when you were there. Use drop yards, and the CEO told us in orientation that Southeastern is a sister company. It might be. It might be Trucker Hershey Christmas show. Yeah, there should be a show up on Christmas. Yep, a live show. G&P is essentially the over-the-road division of Southeastern. But G&P does a lot of local work too, so what about that? I have a little over 5 years over the road, and I'm thinking about something local in Chicago. Oh my gosh. Over the road is not worth it specifically for a company driver. Well, I'll throw GP Transco out there. They have some local jobs, not too many, but there's tons of local Chicago jobs. Oh my gosh, just hit up Craigslist and start making phone calls. First question, are you 1099 company? Because almost every company is. So find a decent W-2 company. There's tons of local jobs up there. It's been a build-up, Trevor, of things here. I didn't want to stay out a month. Only did it so I could be home a day before Christmas. Right. And so some companies do that. And it's always a buildup, isn't it? It's never one thing like, oh, this one thing. But eventually, it's the final thing. That's what companies don't get. Rhino, Mark drives for me, and as an exemplary driver, multiple violations and complete disregard for the DOT. Exactly. When I got the DD16, I'm like, I don't have to stop. I'm at a DD16. Just because you like a company doesn't mean the next guy will like it. That is true. That's why I tell people, ask the questions that are important to you. Where I work, you may not like it here. We get people that come in and I'm like, oh, what's his face? Oh, he quit. I'm like, he's been here 3 weeks, but it wasn't for him. Where somebody else works, I may go there and go, well, this is garbage. I don't want to do this. This is not for me. It depends. Get a company that fits you, for you. Dope Law. Everybody, what are the top 10 companies of 2019? Countdown. 2019 top company countdown. Run Green Bay to Chicago or your case Chicago to Green Bay. That's not bad too. There's a lot of local Chicago work though. You work for Sierra England. It's the best company ever. Well, there's the top company of 2019 right there. Eric is waiting for a trainer. Oh, probably coming this weekend. Yeah, there's probably no trainer going to go out this week, right? Did they send you home for that, or do you have to wait at night, or are you close by there? The only good thing about Swift is they have loads. Everything else is crap. Well, that's part of it, at least getting paid, right? You could never drive for a mega company like smaller. And ironically, in the last 2 weeks, we've had what I would consider mega company sell it on, close. And then everybody said, well, you should work for a smaller company. And then GDS closed, which would be considered a small company. 75 trucks. And Hendrickson in California closed, and it had 9 or 15 trucks or something like that, drivers. Really small place. You just never know. Part of the treatment, maybe. I don't want the people to know who I am necessarily, so I don't care if they know my name, really. I'm just there to work for them, really. Thanks a lot, Grand Jeep. GP does local in Texas and the Deep South because of pre-existing. Okay, so they do some local, right? Southeastern is LTL and GPS is truckload. So the load they work with is different. All right, I will see if they got bought up by NFI. Cash is King got a multi-stop load going in the house for Christmas. That's unusual for you. I mean, you haven't had many of those. Do you remember how to do those? You remember when you used to do those 23-stop loads or whatever? You haven't done one in a while, but at least you'll be home for Christmas. Roger Penske moved to Phoenix. No need to withstand the cold. One summer of above 100-degree heat, it's no problem. That's true. What would you say? There are a lot of jobs in Phoenix and Tucson area for drivers. Heard GP sold out to NFI. That's what we're going to look up. I didn't see it in the news today. I will say that. Roller wieners are a Festivus miracle. That's true. That is one of the miracles of Festivus. That's correct. And where did that go? We'll put that right here. And for saying that, a donation will be made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for people. You're home and spending time with family. Eric, that's good. At least they got you back home. And so maybe your trainer can swing by the house and get you that way. Swift owes you on 10 loads. Comfortable man. Filed with the Georgia State in unemployment. They're about ready to pay you. Why don't they just pay you? What do they think they're getting away with? Well, Bill, that's a good policy. Congrats on show 97. I think we'll have to add those up. I mean, Monday shows and total live shows is two different numbers. Kenny, I'm local getting day pay, but that changed January 1st to hourly. And that might be a deal breaker. Came into trucking on the independence lifestyle, a loner at heart. Go get their wiener roaster on eBay. Yeah. You don't have to be paid hourly. They just have to pay you more than minimum wage for the day. So they would still have to keep track of your hours, and because of California has different laws. But they would, as long as they pay you more than minimum wage, it doesn't really make any difference how you get paid there. Hendrickson is still going. Yeah, it's Hendricks. Trevor, it's something Hendricks something. It's not Hendrickson per se. There was a California company. I don't know if I have it written down here, maybe. One of my older sheets. I don't think I have it here, but they just closed in California a couple weeks ago. Somebody here will know it and put it up here, I'm sure. Wonder if GDS closing had to do with ELD. I don't think so. I can't imagine that. That would have to suggest like all the drivers up to that point were cheating, and so the ELD was going to put them out of business, and I can't imagine that. I'm people too. How about this some money for me? Yeah, why not get you paid? Right. You can get money from the human fund. All you have to do is apply. It's money for people. Frankie Rich, you haven't been able to tune in for a while since I switched shifts. Yeah, stay on the same shift so you can tune in. Thanks for being here. Southeastern Freight Lines operates from a network of about 75 terminals in a dozen states plus Puerto Rico. That'd be a long load. And the U.S. Virgin Islands. Clients have included Lowe's and Masco and Southeastern Freight. The U.S. Virgin, we have load. They book loads to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Isaac CRST, right, there we go. Now, CRST does not do 3 people per truck. Lines provided service through the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Southeastern Freight Lines is controlled by Castle family, which also owns White Castle and owns truckload carrier G&P. Not sure about the White Castle part. Southeastern owns G&P straight from their website. Really? Well, somebody sent me, an astute driver sent a picture of this too. I wanted to show this. How about this? This is one of those ice scraper things from the top of the trail, and they said they have seen people using it and it works good. So that driver may be here right now, and I don't want to put their name out there since they didn't say anything. But anyway, how about a snow scraper for the top of the trailer? Have any of you, other than that driver, used it? And have they really been good at scraping the snow off your trailer? How about that? Snow scrapers. We were talking about that before. Do they work? Do they scrape the top of your trailer properly? Thanks, Mark. Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to you and Happy Festivus. Southeastern owners are owning. What is Festivus? Festivus is a festival for the rest of us. And it's the 23rd. And it's every year. And part of it is donations are made to the Human Fund. And I'll make a donation to the Human Fund in your name because it's money for people. And that episode will be on Seinfeld tonight. So it's called The Strike. I have a friend who works hauling milk. All trucks are pre-2000, so his company can use paper logs, and they cheat 3 books per truck. I mean, you'd have to really get paid. You shouldn't do that. You should make enough money to not have to cheat your log. Let's be honest about it. Captain Trucker, it's Hendrickson Trucking out of Sacramento. They had 100 trucks. Okay, so it is a small California company called Hendrickson. Okay, I knew it was Hendrick something, right? And they closed abruptly, and the drivers were out of work. Absolutely. Trucking Journeys. Oh, you have an ice scraper at the Smith Terminal. Does it work? Have you driven under it? All right. You're set at 576. All right. So way less than this Volvo. That's the thing. This Volvo factory is 750 horsepower in a cab over out of 16-liter Volvo. Not bad. Once you put 750 horsepower down, that's some good power. Would you switch your truck for 750 horsepower Volvo? The snow scrapers do okay, but they don't get it all. Well, do you think they get enough where you wouldn't get a ticket? Because that's the idea of it. Do you think it's scraping it enough to get a ticket? Did they build that bridge to Puerto Rico? I think it's part way done. I think it's only part way. It's still a dotted line and part of it. They work really good when there's 3 feet of snow on it. And remember, PA has enacted a law. If it snow flies, you can be fined for causing road hazard. That's why I'm saying, does it scrape it off? I'm sure it stops the blizzard behind the trucks that we all see. Somebody's pulling out on the interstate and the trailer's been sitting for 2 weeks somewhere building up with snow. It probably gets that, but does it scrape it enough where you don't think you'll get a ticket? Wasn't somewhere handing out tickets to snow? Yes. Pennsylvania is one of them. Castle family donated GP to a Christian organization, and the organization decided to sell it, and NFI just bought it. Oh, really? I wonder, so with the donation, I wonder if they got a tax write-off for that. Probably. Southeastern bought GP 15 years ago. Pennsylvania's going to find Mother Nature? Yeah. They wish they could find Mother Nature, but instead they're going to find you. So some chunk of something comes off your trailer, and the cop sees it, they can pull you over for that. And I don't know how you're going to clean it. Another astute viewer sent me a picture of their trailer, and had a huge ice chunk hanging off of it, and the dispatcher said, get a broom handle and knock that down. Well, how are you going to put a broom handle? The top of the trailer's over 13 and a half feet to that ice. If you're 6 feet tall, even a tall, what do you have, an 8-foot tall broom to knock that down? That's ridiculous. Goofy dispatchers. Yeah, let me get my 8-foot broom out of the that I have on my truck and knock it down. Come on. Plus, you're standing right under this huge chunk of ice. So, Trucker Hershey, 750 horsepower, 3 miles per gallon. I don't know about that. This is Europe, okay, where diesel is really expensive, and the trucks don't go that fast. So, I don't know if that thing gets 3 miles per gallon. Even so, you got to admit, that's pretty cool from the factory. 750 horsepower? I would drive that truck. Come on. You want that truck. That's what I'm saying, but no bridge as far as you know. They just have a small yard in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Now, that would be a long bridge from Puerto Rico down to the Virgin Islands to get trailers off of ships. Yeah, they probably still have to use ships. James D is running I-10 the past couple months, wide open at 75. Isn't it great? Of course, the thing is, right now, no snow here either, 50 degrees. 51 degrees here. And this is mid-America. My truck is an SD 122 Cascadia, owner-operator specs with extras for heavy loads, 14,000 fronts and 46,000 rears. Wow. You are set up to roll there, right? Need a roller grill and slurper machine, then you're set. Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to have that, you can't have one without the other. Comfortable man, you'd have to say no. That's interesting. Those scrapers don't get all the snow and ice on the middle of the trailer. Well, it looks like this scrapey thing. Let me see this thing here. It looks like it kind of comes down onto the top of the trailer, like I'm pointing at it here with the pointer, which no one can see. It looks like it kind of comes down to get the top of the trailer. I don't know. If it doesn't scrape all the ice off, can you at least prove you went under it to some cop that's going to give you a ticket? Eric H., did you see FleetCor was charged by the FTC for charging hundreds of millions in fees to their fuel card? Yes, I don't know how many people use FleetCor, but I did see they also have co-branded cards, as they say. And they got charged for keeping fees, not sending fees where they're supposed to go, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they were hosing a ton of people out of money on the fuel card where you thought you were getting a discount and they were keeping it and lying about it. Oh, yeah, that was a big deal. They're in the midst of that right now. I'm thinking about going to Haggerty Logistics, dope law. $19 an hour plus overtime in Michigan. Monday through Friday, off weekends, company match, night positions open. If it's easy work at 19, I mean, I need to see at least a 2 for that first digit, you would think. But depends how many hours you get, and as long as it's overtime past 40. Look, does it work for you? That's the question. I wouldn't do a lot of work for 19 an hour. I'm not going to unload the trailer, certainly for $19 an hour. But if it works for you and it's easy work and it's steady, yeah. I mean, you got to decide if that's enough for you. When you worked there last year and they were run by Southeastern, you don't need 750 horse. You're always doing 55 in the slow lane. In Europe, you are. But look, you got to admit 750 factory horsepower is not bad. If you wear it, make it a parrot always. That's what we always say here. I'd like to drive that truck in a heartbeat. No doubt. I mean, plus they're nice trucks. It's got automatic emergency braking. It's heated windshield, heated wipers. They heat the lights on them. The windshield washer nozzles are heated. The trucks are set up the way that they should be set up here. S. Isaacs is laid over at Seymour until midnight, then Kendallville, then Green Bay. All right. What's going on at Seymour? Are you just waiting to load there's a huge Walmart distribution center for people that don't know in Seymour, Indiana. Or are you just waiting till midnight to get some hours? Comes down on both sides, but not in the middle. I guess they figure the middle is not where cars are. Barbecue trucker got a blue parrot from Amazon for $95. That's really good. That's the lowest I've ever seen it. I didn't know they were down to $95. They were $114 the last time I looked. That's a pretty good price. Hubert is almost home to see Florida, sunny and 75. Merry Christmas. 750 isn't bad, but what's the torque? All right, I didn't look the torque up. I'll have to look the specs up on that. Believe me. Even if it's 250, 2400, that's still really good. Getting loaded at Holland Sleep Products in Pottsville, going to Rock Hill, then home tomorrow, trucking journeys. All right, at least they got you something different, something else to do, right? People like to see these trucks. How about this? This is a Pete 382. 282. That's what it was. This is a P282. Anybody remember Greyhound moving? That's number one. And what about all the plates? This is what I've talked about before. This is when you had to put all the license plates on your truck from all these various states that you had to go through. Not to mind all the state stickers on the door. You also had to put the plates, but also this truck has a sander, a wheel sander. Who remembers those? I know there's a couple drivers on here that remember wheel sanders. So this would dump sand in front of your wheels for traction because you had to have a sanding device or chains. You can still use them, by the way. It must carry enough sand to completely make it up the incline that you're trying to get up. That's the law, but you can still use a wheel sander. This truck has wheel sanders on it. This is some kind of 60s P282 moving truck, but the plates, the stickers, and wheel sanders in front of the wheels. Pretty interesting piece of trucking history, I think, from the way everything used to be. Wheel sanders, wow. Dope Law, thank you for everything you do. This channel's a blessing. Well, I appreciate you saying that. That is quite nice. Thank you very much. Loaded, getting hours back. All right, so you're going to take off at midnight and head north, eh? Up into the Northland. What's the name of the Golden Girls characters? I don't know. Blanche, Maud, and I don't know. That wasn't... I do a lot of 80s trivia, but that was never my show. I don't remember the Rue McClanahan. I don't remember the other name. Alexander, your grandmother drove a 92 Freightliner cab over for a decade? Really? So your grandma drove? That's pretty awesome. A 92 Freightliner cab over. Yeah, those were the days, right? That was one of the last years, really, when they had the cab overs. They were getting towards an end, really. When I was with Crete, they paid TA or whatever to go there and shovel it off. Really? Could you go in the maintenance bay and have somebody shovel snow off your truck? I never thought to even have them do that. Headed to Hooters in Portage, Indiana for the wings, I'm sure. Hope they have room for your truck. There's one here, too. A lot of guys in Colorado still use those sanders. I haven't seen one on a truck in a long time. I would think wheel sanders would be a good option for people who don't want to chain up. It is. It's a great option if you don't want to chain up. As long as they're full of sand, you can make it up the top. They're legal. Christina, that's neat. I only knew Greyhound for the bus line. I know. I thought, oh, Greyhound moving, that's really something. And I don't know if the two were together or not. I'm not sure if the two are connected in any way. First time I've seen a refrigerated moving van. Yeah, maybe you keep your dog in the front or something. I'm not sure. Maybe it's also to get loads other than moving loads on the way back. Kind of backhaul kind of thing, maybe. Cassius King, you went to a bar one time, the Golden Girls. I was on their TV, really. So they're showing all the latest stuff. You can always go back into a dock at full speed and see if the snow comes off. That's one way to do it. Drive around the lot like that. Yeah. I didn't know you could go into a TA and have the place pay them and have them do that to your truck. I've never seen that. Who saw this crash on I-80 also? That was over the weekend or late last week. 30 trucks involved in a pileup in the snow on I-80. It closed the road for hours. Here's the thing about that kind of stuff. Why is everybody following so closely? If everybody stopped in front of you, why is everybody piling into everybody on the interstate? That doesn't make any sense. Please, in the bad weather, leave some room for everybody. You shouldn't be piling. Everybody should have got a ticket because there has to be enough room for you to stop no matter what happens in front of you. If you can't, you're going too fast. Some truck washes do snow removal. Oh, so you'd go to a blue beacon? I hope Crete, I think that was Crete, right, pays people to wait while they have that done. It looks like they were. It has the dog on the trailer. Oh, I'm not back on the thing. Right. Okay, exactly. Okay, it does have the Greyhound on the trailer, right? Oh, maybe you could also, you put the stuff on with them and then moved, right, possibly. Maybe, right, it is that same dog. I didn't even notice that, right. From Muzaffar Krylov, from Muzaffar in Uzbekistan, I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Feliz Navidad. Thanks for all the great information and entertainment. You're the best. Thank you very much, and you have got to be my farthest viewer ever. I will put a pin in Uzbekistan on my globe. That's pretty awesome, and thanks for being here. I appreciate seeing you. Happy Festivus. You're going to take a nap. All right. Well, get some sleep, and thank you for being here today. I remember Greyhound moving. Air conditioner was for climate control. Oh, so you could move, James Faust. I knew somebody might remember this. So the AC was for climate control for your furniture and stuff, I guess, to keep it at a steady state of temperature. I don't know. Why would it need to be air conditioned, since you know about this? Because I've never seen one like this either. So I remember the 80 accident. I had to go down 81 to 76. I was getting from New Brunswick to Des Moines. Yeah, that was a bunch of trucks that ran into each other. And that kind of thing just doesn't make sense on the highways today when, you should be keeping a safe distance. Oh, everybody, we're all safe or whatever. You got to be safe all the time, right? You can't just run into the guy in front of you. Everybody's following everybody 2 feet behind. And so a lot of these drivers, some of them will lose their jobs. Some of them, nobody got killed, I guess, but some went to the hospital. That's not a way to start the holidays. Oh, I'm fired and I'm in the hospital. That is not a great way to start the holidays. No matter what, you have to be able to stop, right? If traffic stops in front of you, you have to be able to come to a stop. If you can't, you're going too fast. Everett, I've been around trucks since the late 80s. When you're a baby, I start learning on an 84 Pete. Wow. And now I'm 32 and enjoy trucking but hate the lies. That's the thing. The whole industry, it's like the used car industry or whatever. They get all, and it's not all companies, but enough of them do it where everybody thinks that there's a bunch of lying. It doesn't make any sense, right? Companies, if they would just tell you the truth to start with, you wouldn't have any problem there. Dawa Sherpa, namaste. Namaste to you, and thank you for being here today. Frankie Rich, Super Truckers. Right. Everybody's got to be 2 feet behind each other in this heavy snow, and then this is what happens. Everybody's got either a broken truck, a broken leg, they're in the hospital, maybe fired. That's no way to start out a holiday. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life. Even a promise to keep you frustrated, broken, ready to give up at any time. And look, at least if they were honest about it, and no matter what it is, they should be honest. Look, you're not going to make a lot of money here. We'll keep you out way longer than we said. You'll probably go broke, and you'll hate driving. And then at least they're honest about it if you still go and work there. Cassius King Trucking, I saw nothing on the news yesterday about a huge car pileup on 81 in Virginia because of fog. Well, so there's another one. So look, I'm just picking on trucks, but cars are way involved in this too, right? They're big, same as everybody else, 2 feet behind each other. We travel in the car, same as everybody else. You go in 80, 85, people are still right behind you. It doesn't make any sense. Hubert, I live in Southwest Florida, and the company sends you home anytime I want to go. Empty from as far as Georgia, and I feel like I work for good people. That is good. Most places wouldn't be up for that. So that they do that for you, that's really good. And so what are they doing? They'll probably keep an employee a lot longer, and they won't be part of this 96% turnover rate that a lot of these large companies have. That's a small amount for them to pay to keep a good driver, I think, from my side of it. While Bill says Merry Holiday for everyone, I love it. James Faust, keep your wood furniture from drying out. It was a big promotion back then. All right, I wonder why they don't do it now. I guess because none of our furniture is wood now. It's all polycarbonate or whatever. But yeah, okay, keep your wood furniture from drying out. Did it work? I guess it would work. It would be just woodwork. It would work because it would be temperature controlled. Did you see any spotted lanternflies? No, I did not, Mad Hatter. They didn't get this far over, so I didn't have to deal with any spotted lanternfly or the any of the ramifications thereof. Christina, I went across the border to Mexico when you were waiting out a load of Laredo, which happened to be on Christmas. It was neat. We used the walking bridge. Was wondering if I'd get back in. You can just walk it both ways, right? Back then, you need a card now, maybe. I don't know if you can walk it. But how was it? Did you have to change your money? What happened? I don't speak Spanish, not much. So, did you need Spanish? Honesty is rare these days, especially from companies. But then when I talk to companies, they say that the same comes the other way, that they get a lot of the same type of things from drivers, that we lie to them about, oh, I don't have tickets or I have this much experience or whatever. So I guess to get it, you have to give it. I refuse to signal other truckers over because I hate following too close. Fundamentally Mormon. I've never been one for the light thing. I just haven't. In bad weather, I might give you the lights, but otherwise, I don't know. To me, somehow, it just seems like drivers can get back over in the lane. Is that bad? I don't know. That's how I've always done it. In bad weather, if it's difficult to see, then I might do it, but otherwise, no. My owner has sent me to NASCAR races for work well done, S. Isaacs, so if that's something that you like, I guess that wouldn't be a thing I would like, but if you would like that and they send you, then what are they doing? They're keeping a driver. It's a very minor amount for them. Red Monkey Trucking, just be sure to explain the giveaway process with the comments. Yes, it's also in the description. We're not in a giveaway right now, but if there is a giveaway ever, I set a timer. The timer goes off. I go to the bottom of the comments and count backwards from the comment that I see, which may not be the comment you see because I'm a little bit behind everybody. The number that a random number generator has gotten at the beginning, and that person is the winner. So that's how that works. And then they'll put their zip code in the comments, and they send me their address, which needs to match their zip code, and I send it to, I get their prize or whatever sent to them. Western Express would love to have a 96% turnover rate. They'd be like, wow, how do we get down to that? They're going to U.S. Express for like, webinars and stuff on how to lower your turnover rate to under 100%. You're out of the industry unless you go to Western Express. Yeah. Michael Cole, they have 96% turnover, just an orientation. Crete doesn't pay breakdown until you sit for 12 hours, but what I used to do is not send my load a call until the snow is removed. That way I could get detention pay. And see, so that's the thing. You shouldn't have to do that, right? If they make you go there and get that taken off, that should be paid. Christina, yes, you could. No change of money. Oh, they spoke English, but no bathrooms. Really? You'd have to pay taxes for liquor and cigarettes as soon as you come back over. To who? The people at the guardhouse there when you cross the border? I've been with him for 10 years. Right, S. Isaac. So it worked. You like it there. They buy things, stuff like that. I mean, companies that did that, what would their turnover rate be? Really low. They love American money. Most speak English enough. I think you have to have a passport now, the barbecue trucker. You can get a passport card, right? So, okay, so you can spend your money. You're all set then. I've never been down there. You will need a passport or Sentry card, but sometimes you can get lucky with just a driver's license for those visiting Mexico and using the bridge. So if you're walking over, maybe a license. Welfare Express. Yeah, I wonder if any people from Western got any of the meals that England donated. The next giveaway should be a Baby Yoda plushie. Those are all sold out, right? You can't even get one. Okay, I was just making sure the two $25 gift cards we're giving away tonight on live feed. Oh, Red Monkey. Oh, for you. Okay, so that's how I do it. Right, I have any device. Okay, I thought you meant for mine. Right, so any device, you can download a random number generator, and that's what I do. I generate a random number, and then I tell people what that number is in advance, so there's no question about it, and I write it down so I don't forget it, because when you're in extreme your upper 30s, you forget it. And what I do, and I set a timer, and I have, this is my, yikes, this is my timer. It's just a kitchen timer, right? So I'll set that timer, and then I sit it over here and turn it away from me so I can't see it. That way I'm not giving signals to people to when it's going to go off, because I actually don't know when it's going off. I move it to a random amount of time on there, usually not too long, because people are like, when's it going to go off? You can't set it for 4 hours. So, and then when it goes off, I go right to the bottom of the comments, and I count up from right there on whatever I see. And usually what you're seeing is not what people see. Like you're seeing a different comment at the bottom than I am because of the time or whatever, how you have it set up. And I just count back from there, and I have people enter their zip code so that when they send me their address, it matches their zip code, and then I send them whatever it is. And you do need to have the rules in the description. YouTube does require that. So whatever rules you have for giveaways, you do have to write in your description. So I recommend you put those in the description. They're in my description on the live show every week, because I never know when some company or whatever, GP Transco or anybody, is going to have a giveaway, and that way I'm ready for it at all times. So that's how I do the giveaway. I think that's the most fair way. I haven't found a more fair way to pick someone from a live show where it's just a random number and it's just how people. And so then I just go back in the comments, and that's how I do it. So that's how I do it here. You may have a better way to do it. I don't know. But that's how I've done it for some time. Roderick, do you believe in working for a privately held company or a publicly traded company? To me, that doesn't matter as much as, how is the company doing, that kind of thing. Large, small, that's partly a personal thing. I work for a large place, but I don't think the privately or publicly matters. It's how is the company doing, and are they giving me the things that I want out of trucking? Christina, the guards, I use my driver's license and social security card. Not sure you can do that now. Oh, okay. Maybe you need that passport card. Maybe. I don't know. Rumpelstiltskin, who do I work for? Well, as I get to the end of the show, I'll say that I don't ever tell people who I work for. That keeps it clean here because I review companies and stuff. And also, you don't want your company giving you grief about your videos. So be careful about that. And also, I don't recruit for them. Even though we have a recruiting bonus, I don't get it because I don't recruit for them. That's like every driver on here. Hey, come and work at my company. No, I don't recruit for them. That keeps it better. S. Isaacs were small, like 25 trucks. Yeah, look, and if they're doing right by you, it's worth staying, right? It's not near safe as it used to be down there. I don't know. I've never been there, so we'll take our word for it. At the moment, I cannot leave the country. My British passport has run out, and I can't use your green card. Okay, well, you're gonna have to stay here, and you should get that fixed though, because you don't want to get picked up or anything. You walked out of orientation on day 2. I'm sorry that you had to be there that long. Don't go to Mexico without an enhanced license to come back, or you could be in serious. Oh, they probably won't let you back this way. I sat with them for 9 months, didn't know any better. Well, you're still good now. Welcome back is back, and thank you for that. I hear forwarders come here, drive for a few months, and go home, and that should be illegal. They probably don't pay taxes. I don't know. I mean, to drive here for any company, you're going to need legal permission to work here, so I don't know. I mean, a green card or work visa, something. Red Monkey Trucking, thank you. Thank you for asking about that. I should have explained that better, and I hope that goes good. But that's how I do it here. So, and people should go check Red Monkey Trucking's videos and his channel out. They're very good over there. My owner has also forced me to take a vacation already. I'd love to drive in there. You're single. Forced you? How do they force you to take a vacation? You must get out of here. When I asked earlier about the Golden Girls, I bought a Chia Pet designed to look like Rose. They have a Rose Chia Pet? They have a Chia Pet? I pay taxes but cannot vote. I'm a legal resident, so I have taxation without representation. Isn't that why you lot rebel? That's true, but I agree. And that they do that here with some felons, too, that can't vote, and I don't agree with that, right? You should be able to, if they're going to tax people, especially felons that are citizens, but I think it's different if you choose to come here. Why don't you, can you become a citizen or whatever? How about that? Is that difficult? Christina, it's almost time. Will you be on Christmas Day? I will be here Christmas Day, yes. I will be here Christmas Day live, so that will be good. And probably not this long, but I'll be popping in that day. Merry Festivus. Thanks for a good show. I appreciate you coming in. It's a beautiful 56 in Seymour. I know. It's great. Before I go, I do want to say this, right? I didn't mention this earlier. This is a bad time for suicides. Look, if you need this number, please write it down. If you have a friend that needs it, give it to them, right? Call 24/7, no obligation, nothing, just call it, okay? Please don't do anything that you don't want to do. Blue Parrot, if you wear it, make it a parrot. They're always here for us. GP Transco had a giveaway on the show of a PS4, and they are always great about that, and I love it. And you may or may not be guaranteed a teal truck. I don't know what color truck you'll get. Don't be spreading my name around that said you're going to get a teal colored truck. Okay, that's pretty funny. They're a great place. Look, call them. Just call them and talk to them, okay? And you'll see what I mean about that. Don't forget about Jay at Auto Transport Intel at 8 p.m. tomorrow Central. I think he's going to be live. He hasn't said anything. So we're going to assume he's going to be live tomorrow. If he's not, go yell at him over there. It's a great show. Get some business coaching over there, stuff like that. Bridget also says happy Festivus to everyone. I also want to say that thank you for donating to the St. Christopher Fund. You still can always do that. I made the goal, which I just can't believe, and I thank you very much for doing that. At 525 of the goal, they'll take $1. Whatever you've got, they'll take it. And I want to say, everybody that was here, you're so great. There's going to be a donation made in all of your names to the Human Fund. It's money for people. Money for people. The Human Fund. That show will be on tonight. So, Wild Bill, thank you for being here today. It is time to head out and make the company some money. Christina, thanks for coming in today. It's always good to see everybody. I never get to everybody, but Josh Bunton was here. Thank you for that. And Fleet Nav Systems, thank you for coming in. Anybody that has any suggestions for Fleet Nav Systems on Hours of Service, ELD, go check them out on YouTube. They've got a great informative channel. Go over there and check them out immediately. Jason Jefferson, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Came back just when I had to go. That's disappointing. Red Monkey Trucking, it's good to see you here today. Kenny Winters, thank you for coming in. The Barbecue Trucker was here. S. Isaacs, that is good to see you here. Cash is King Trucking, making multiple stops as usual. Grand Jeep, thank you for coming in. James Faust, it was good to have you here today. Trucking Journeys, thanks for coming in. Michael Muller didn't make it first, but that's okay. I love having you here anyway. Captain Trucker, it's great to be here, as we're Alexandra, that you were your grandmother drove, which is pretty super awesome to hear. I really love it. Thanks for coming in. Dope Law and Comfortable Man 12 was here. Hubert, I love it, right? Caleb was here, so I do have to go make my company some money. Eric H was here, and that's how they go today. That's how they roll, literally roll. So remember, Festivus is here today, and Merry Christmas to everybody, or whatever it is that you celebrate, okay? People always say that. I don't care what you celebrate. I'm not like that. Celebrate whatever you want or not. Have a great week, whatever you want to do. Be safe and have a great week, okay? So that's what I want you to do here. And we'll be back soon, of course, with more Trucking Answers. And we'll be back live on Christmas, so I hope to see everybody there. If you can stop in and say hi, that would be great. Otherwise, back on Monday as usual. Thanks for coming in, and I will see you later.